I couldn't hear anything, but I'll tell you what. We are 12-1. The Lions are 12-1.
You tossed me my cell phone, KG, because I want to make sure I'm checking the chat. I want to see where Doug is at, and I want to see where all the haters are at. Oh my goodness! The other phone, please. I got two phones, one for the plug and one for the hose. You know how it goes.
Stick.
Welcome to another Lions post-game victory party right here at Hayes Social, 21 Mile and Hayes in Shelby Township. My name is Stick. That is Anson Wells. We got bottles of 1800 tequila. We got beers on deck. Thank you very much to New Holland. And
Anson, we got 12 wins.
Anson, here we are sitting at 12 wins. Never a doubt. Never a worry.
I was going to ask you that. Was there ever a doubt?
Yeah. No, not. Listen, the Lions handled business today. And you know what? I predicted them to score 38. They only scored 34.
That's it.
The part of my prediction I didn't get correct was what I thought was going down that Green Bay was going to do. They put up more points than I thought they should.
They were good today.
But not a ton of yards. Not like no one had a crazy game. If you look at Josh Jacobs, he didn't even get 100 yards, but he had 3 touchdowns, right?
Yeah,
Jordan Love in the fourth quarter had 170 yards passing. 120 of them was essentially
like 40 in the first
to Watson, and that was on like one play to Watson got majority of his yards.
Yep.
So, I mean, just another gritty fight till the end. This was our third game in 13 days. You go 3-0 in that stretch. You get 10 days off now, and we got the Buffalo Bills up next. And I know we're going to touch on that later on in the show. Welcome to the Woodward Sports postgame show live at Hayes Social. There's a party going on. People are taking pictures. They're showing Jake Bates knocking down the game winner again, dead center. No question about it. Lots to take away from this game. Anson, where you want to start, man?
Well,
where the fuck do you want to start?
I got to start where we are right now. Hayes Social's been off the chain tonight. We had a big watch party Thursday night. Shout out Andre Terrell and Wayne Chow for coming.
Yep.
We got D-Mac, Dino Cicerelli. My dad's here, man. Everybody came out tonight. Whole beautiful gaggle of women over there taking their photos right below the screen with Jake Bates above them.
But
let's bring it back to stoked, not scared. Because you look back, and we haven't had a lot of success in Detroit for the last 20 years. We got an 04 championship, an 08 championship, and there were senses during those runs that, like, man, we can't be beat. But that was like game 3 in the finals for the Pistons, most of the run for the Red Wings. But ever since then, and our entirety as Lions fans, you've never really been confident or comfortable. My man with the jacket, baby. Show the back. Show the back.
Where we at?
We're right there. That camera right there.
Yeah, show the back of that jacket, though.
Bro, I love Woodward Sports, bro.
Hey, KG, can you hit me the mic real quick? Hold on. We gotta get a mic in your hand real quick, man. Here we go. Here we go.
That fly ass coat, though.
Years old, bro. Listen to me, man. This is the year. This is it. I'm telling you, this is it. This is the year.
How can it not be,
This
right?
is the year. It's the year.
After what they just did, 3 games in 13 days.
This is the year.
The defense, all of the 16 starters out, and you do this.
That's it. That's it. You know what? Last year, we had that San Francisco game. We weren't ready for the fight, but you know what? This is the year. We're fighting for something.
We're ready.
They bring
We're
the
ready.
fight.
They're ready.
Yeah.
They're ready.
What's your name,
They
man?
got something to build. My name?
Yeah.
Elias.
Where you from, Elias?
I am from Washington, Michigan.
All right.
Me too, baby.
I love you guys' page, man. Listen, I'm here every fucking week. This is it. This is it. This is the week. This is the year.
This is the place to catch a game, though, too,
This
especially,
is the place
right?
to catch the game.
Yeah.
I'm here every week. I sit right there, and the Lions are going to do it. They're going to do it
This
this
is
year.
the year, man.
That's it.
Super Bowl.
They're
Super
fighting
Bowl.
towards something. We didn't make the Super Bowl, and we're hungry. We're hungry. There's something about hunger.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. It's different.
And they're never satisfied. That's the thing.
They're not
like
satisfied.
They eat and they're still
And
hungry.
you know what it is? We didn't make the Super Bowl last year, so there's a little bit of salt in the wound.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're fighting towards something because we should have been somewhere where we didn't get to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I know.
This is it.
It's one of those motivational losses. Well, Elias,
It
thank
is.
you, man.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
guys.
always coming out to
Absolutely.
Hayes Social.
Love you guys, man.
Make sure we do
My
some
man,
every
much
week.
love, baby.
I love you guys.
Next time we're doing a shot of 1800, man.
Detroit, baby.
Let's
There you
go.
go.
Free all day.
Yeah, make sure you come out. This is how it is at the party, and the watch party's going on. People are having fun, eating, drinking, celebrating the Lions, and like every time we're here, 12 times, Hanson, 10 in a row. And you know what? We haven't even mentioned it yet. The Detroit Lions just clinched their spot in the playoffs,
right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Got that X next
Your
to their name.
Detroit Lions are officially in the playoffs this year.
It's
now, we knew it
unbelievable.
was a foregone conclusion. And last year, we would have popped a fucking bottle like, hey, we're in the playoffs.
Yes, we would have.
This year, nah. Playoffs was not the mark anymore.
No.
But we made it. The Lions made it. What's the record?
12-1, sir.
So they made the playoffs. They got 4 games left to play. Almost a quarter of a season left to play, and these guys have already punched their ticket to the dance.
Yeah, and they've got a heady schedule. They've still got the Bills. They still got the 49ers. They still got the Vikings. But I was about to finish a point before our buddy here came over, and that is the fact that after a lifetime of never being confident in games that we were up, games we were dominated, you never really felt confident. But these last 2 seasons, it's stoked, not scared. It's confident. The Packers had the ball with 4.5 minutes left, knocking on the door in the red zone, ready to either tie or go up by 4 points with just over 4 minutes left. And I'm just like, this is perfect. This is exactly what we needed. We're going to take it down there. We're going to score. We're going to win. There'll be like no time left on the clock. And sure enough, that's how it's played out. You can love the games that they win by 40, by 50. But a championship team, a truly great team, finds ways to win when it's close. And listen, this Packers team, they're a hell of a squad.
Yeah.
They are, right?
I just got a crazy text.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So if you follow us on Twitter and on Instagram, you know we do a $10,000 giveaway for every game.
Oh.
And
somebody guess the score?
And you must correctly guess the first player who will score in the game, the last player who will score in the game, and the final score of the game.
Now, see, back in the day when we were doing this,
we made it a little easier.
Yeah, see, if you guys haven't been with us since the beginning, we used to put it out there for $1,000.
Yep.
If you chose the final score, we had too many people winning.
This is 10 G's. J-Mo Jettas at Tuba Master Tom. First score, Montgomery. Last score, Bates. Score 34-31 Lions.
Hats
you,
off,
sir,
my
just
friend.
won $10,000
How cool is that?
from the Woodward Sports Twitter competition.
Unbelievable.
Neil, the dude guessed the $10,000. We're giving away $10,000 off of this.
Wow.
No, Chad Johnson. Yeah, Chad Johnson. Yeah. But Neil, step on in here, man. Come on. Me and Neil have been talking all day about this game. We've been spatting a little bit about this game. I had a bet with him. I thought the Lions were going to clear 17.5. It didn't happen. The first half looked like it, though. The first half looked like I was on track. They were on pace to be 34-13 or 34-14.
Okay.
So that would have been a 20-point win. First half, if they would have duplicated it, we were on track, baby. Green Bay actually showed some life in the second half. They scored some points, but at the end of the day, 34. Lions traditionally put up 38 in their own barn, and it's tough to match.
Well, Stick, I don't want to be that guy.
Oh, you will be.
But I'm going to be that guy.
I know you will. That's why I brought you on.
It was always going to be like this. And guys, I'm going to keep it 100 with everybody. I said all week, all you got to do is survive this game. Anson, does this qualify as a survival?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is the Webster's definition of survival. It's just that, and look, being honest with everybody too, you know what this buys you? This buys you a mulligan against Buffalo. Next week, you get your 10 days off right now.
We can handle a non-conference loss.
The
You can
Lions
take a
need
non-conference
10 days more
loss.
than any other
more
team.
than any team
10
ever.
10 days. It's like a second bye week.
Yeah, this game was worth 1.5 if
Surely.
we're being real about it.
No doubt.
And they got the win, and that's what you do when you survive. And guys, I think I need to do a better job of policing the whole, because I get worked up about it. When I say, guys, you need to understand the 48-8 crowd and all that kind of stuff. You guys need to understand. They just need to survive this. And for me, I need to do a better job of, I guess, understanding where the people come from. Because when you break this all down, they did exactly what you needed to do. And if you're going to survive and play close games, it's going to get uncomfortable.
Yep.
A lot in the second half.
Sorry, you were messing with your mic,
yeah,
so I
so
turned
listen,
it off.
During the watch party, you two got into it.
Yeah.
You guys had a difference of opinion on the fourth down.
Yep.
And now this guy's gone from hating it and pulling his hair out a couple years ago.
No, he still does.
To, no, he's
I
fully
tolerate
on board
it.
now.
I tolerate
You're
it.
not. Oh, so you were on board.
Oh, yeah, he loves it.
Oh,
He loves
I mistook that.
You win by having the
Because
football.
that's a fact. Is even that one drive that we failed on fourth down, how many points did we score today because of fourth down? And we didn't give the ball back with 40-some seconds
But it's
left
different.
because of
There's
fourth down.
field position. Like, if you're on the goal line and it's 4th and 2, okay, take that risk. But
You
on your
can't-
own 30,
you can't be
on your
selective.
own 30,
You can't
can
be selective. No, you can't be. You can't
You
pick
can
one
be,
out
Neil. You
because
can be.
then
You
you're
can
going
be.
against the definition of analytics.
No, you're not.
Like, this is the way that it works. Over the long haul, they are plus points.
Listen,
You know,
they
for
are
somebody
plus
that
points.
lives his life with big balls,
Uh-huh.
why do you hate the big balls of Brad and Dan?
I don't hate the big balls. It's fine. It's just when you're on your own 30, it's not as good as doing it when you're on your own 1. Why can't you two understand that? Like, I could be like...
So wait,
like,
which one do you have an issue with? At the end of the game?
Well, and here's the
on
other
your
thing,
own
too.
30 when you gave them 7 points.
It happens.
But who gives
But
a
we
shit?
got 14.
Who gives a shit? The Lions won. I don't want to get in this minutia. We can argue that on Thursday.
We can
okay?
argue that on Thursday.
A
That
week
would
from
be a good
today.
time.
A week from
Week from
today, we
today.
can argue that. Let's talk about Jared fucking Goff.
Elite athlete. I think the athleticism's underrated. And how poetic was it that he got tripped up by his offensive lineman
Yep, doesn't
and
matter.
still delivered the handoff.
It doesn't
Still
matter.
got the job. We saw mobile Goff season. We saw even after they go for it on fourth down and don't get it, what does Goff do? Championship drives. Super Bowl winning drives. Good team shit.
Yep.
He stayed on good team shit. And that's really exactly what this comes down to. When everything was falling around him, when the sky was crumbling, who stepped up? Who stepped up?
Jared Goff.
And a lot of you won't like this, but who stepped up and who swung this momentum? 16 did. The Easies of the world and all of his people, all of his minions out there. Look at yourself. Look, you can lie to me. That's fine. I got broad shoulders. I can take it. But God damn it, don't lie to yourself. You know at the end of the day
Easy.
that mobile Goff season, number 16, Jared Goff delivered you from evil.
32 of 41, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick.
Yep. It was a great defensive play.
Good
People on
quarterback
Twitter
throw
all
picks.
over were talking about it.
Uh-oh.
It was a great fake
Come
out.
on in. Come on in. What do we got going? Is this anonymous?
No.
Oh, who bought these?
Complete battery storage. He says you guys.
Complete battery storage.
He says you guys need to be way more effed up.
Oh, way more fucked up. All right. Complete battery storage.
Fair.
Sending us. Are you doing shots tonight, Anson? Or am I
think we
doing
are.
shots
No,
tonight?
we're
All right. Well, you know what? Instead of popping bottles for playoffs, we'll do playoff shots.
Yes.
1800.
They
Shout out
locked-
Cuervo.
They locked in the playoffs tonight, Neil.
It is official.
A quarter of the season left, and they're already in.
The Detroit Lions are going to the playoffs in back-to-back seasons since 94, 95, 96, 93, 94, since the mid-90s, since Beverly Hills 90210 was in its prime. That was the last time this team went to the playoffs in back-to-back seasons.
Neil, before you came up here, we were just talking about the confidence you have in these Lions in situations like this.
Thank you, Travis.
Knowing that while the Packers are in the red zone with just 4 minutes left, this is okay because this is perfect for us. We got just enough time to go down. At what point, and I want to ask you both, at what point with this Lions team, was it last year? Was it sometime this year? What point did all of that lifetime of just self-doubt, Lions doubt in close games just stop? Because it's stopped for me almost this whole season.
So you're saying they're not the same old
when
Lions?
Jared Goff almost set the NFL record for passes without an interception.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Pretty
when
good.
everything changed
Is
for
that
me.
good?
It's okay.
Okay.
We
No,
popped a
for
bottle
real.
that day.
Huh? We did
We
pop
did.
a bottle. That
It's
day.
rare nowadays.
Now look, I always believed in Goff, not from an X's and O's perspective. You know how I operate. I believed in Goff because he was below market, money-wise. In a league where QBs were pushing $50 million, he was making $30. The fact that you got compensated a first-round pick to take him, which turned out to be Jamison Williams. So think about that. You got elite quarterback production, 20% less money to market, and you got Jamison Williams. Like, that's a franchise flipper.
absolutely.
That's when he almost set the NFL record for consecutive passes without a pick. That's when I said, all right, he is good. Like, he is good. You can't fake that. And he had track record before. Now, he had track record of not being good, but people, if it didn't fit your narrative, you were dismissive of that.
Jared Goff, when we got him, was the best play-action quarterback in the league. Jared Goff is still the best play-action quarterback in this league.
And
you know what?
Maybe.
You can knock him for that. He needs a running game. All good quarterbacks need a running game. You know why Mahomes has struggled? Because he hasn't had Pacheco. He hasn't had, anybody who knocks Jared Goff at this point, you're blind, you're stupid, and I don't want to talk to you.
Well, and you know why guys knock him is because they want this athletic Lamar Jackson.
It's the eye test.
Did you see
it is,
him on that roll
but
up
I'm gonna
for 10 yards?
I'm going to tell you, the guy that was going to save this Detroit Lions franchise wasn't a high-flying, run a 4.3 40, 60-yard cannon quarterback. It was a guy that understood resilience. This is a guy that tasted a little bit of success and then got thrown away. And that's synonymous with our city in many ways.
This is
and
Detroit,
this guy
right?
has come here and he's been resilient to the point where it doesn't matter the mistakes he makes early in the game. It doesn't matter whether the games that he puts up 4 or 5 passing touchdowns. It's his composure when the ball and the game is on the line. This guy's composure and resiliency, it bleeds out through all the rest of the team. And that is why, for me, I'm not worried. I'm stoked. I'm not scared.
Am I getting shredded in the chat, by the way, for the golf takes? Because if people are going to be consistent, then I expect you guys to be in here shredding me right now.
I don't think anybody's mad right now, to be honest.
A lot of people are showing me love since I was the only one at Woodward Sports today predicting a win. Like,
What?
everybody else was scared.
Everybody
else was scared.
What are you talking about? I said they'd win by 3.
You were scared. It's fine.
Did I say? I'm scared because I said they'd win by 3.
It's fine, Neil. It's fine. It's going to be okay. But you were scared today, and I understand. And that's okay. The narrative around this game was they can't do it. There's too many injuries. They're 9-3 Packers. The Packers are,
you're misrepresenting me. I said they won't win 48-8 today, and I got filleted.
Oh, man.
Filleted.
They all want the big wins nowadays, man.
But I think we can all agree that this game in particular had people more ruffled than any other game this season.
Sure.
The narrative around
for
it.
good reason.
What good reason? What was the good reason?
Because the Packers have had our number for most of our lives.
Not this year.
No, and not for the last
last year.
3.
Not
and
the
for
year
the last
before.
3. But you understand.
Like, what the fuck?
I get it,
my
pal,
concern
but-
was you got, 5 guys off the street? Like,
Yeah.
5 guys off the street.
we'll get to
Week
Jamal
1,
Adams.
week 1, our starters, we've lost 3 of our 4 defensive linemen on both the first string and the second string. Of our 5 week 1 starting linebackers, we've lost 4. And yet, Dan and Brad continue to find a way to plug and play, next man up. Let's talk real quick about the new guys, man. Quan and Jamal, first series making plays.
First series, the first play, Jamal crashes down from the end. There was another play, he crashed from the outside, blew up a Josh Jacobs run, forced him to change direction, and there was, I believe, a tackle for loss on that. Didn't see much of them later on in the game, but that's what you needed.
That's right.
Like what I say before the game, you need 6 plays out of that guy. Give me 6 Jamal Adams plays. That's all I need out of you today.
Yeah, and then
you
3 plays from the other guy off the street, and 2 plays from the other
and
guy
then
off the street.
O'Connor's going to step up, and then Mohamed's going to step up, and then
team
Taylor's going to step up, and then dudes I've never even heard of, Long's knocking people out. Like, it's just insane to me that these guys, I say it almost every week, they are the Michael Myers of football teams. They just methodically walk you down and fucking axe you. That's what they do. You can knock them down, and it's the Dan Campbell quote. Knock it down, we're going to get up, take one kneecap. Knock us down again. And that's why Matt LaFleur looks so frustrated today. We talked about it during the watch party, Neil. The Packers score 14 points. They take the lead in the second half. What do the Lions do on their next possession? Boom, take the lead right back.
With a championship drive.
It's soul-crushing to other coaches that are like, we got them now. A momentum. All right, all we need is one stop. You can't get it against these guys. You can't get the stop you need. You can get a stop, but you're never going to get the stop you need. And if you need a better example of Jared Goff falling down, handing the ball off to Montgomery, who gets hit in the backfield and then falls forward for 8 yards, Like, that's a microcosm of what these guys are.
To send the Packers away.
Sweet.
Better luck next time, Packers.
Sweet.
Five straight now?
You know, they're awfully silent in the chat, Neil.
Where'd they go?
I'm not seeing the Packers fans in the chat. It's very strange to me.
It is
Because they
It's
were
not
there.
strange to me.
They popped up when the Packers got winning.
Oh, yeah, they pipe up.
We jumped up about 10%, and all of those were Packers fans coming in to talk some shit. Now they're gone.
You know what, though? Again, just such a big fucking win, man. Just
Huge.
such a big win.
Huge.
It buys you, it turns Buffalo into a mulligan. Like, for real. To see where you're at after all this. Aleem McNeil, see what the story is with that. There's still wreckage to sift through even after this game.
Oh, yeah.
Because of course there is. But the bottom line is they had to have it, and they got it.
Yep.
That's it.
It's a good win, man. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow at Woodward Sports.
Yes,
Make
it
sure
is.
you-
Hey, 11-1, Big D Energy,
Yeah,
by the way.
Big D Energy. Neil
I'll
Rule
be in
and
there.
Sean Belesian. That's going to be a
Yeah.
fire show tomorrow.
Good to see Dr. Clappin Cheeks in here, too.
Oh, dude,
And,
one
hey,
of the best names of all of our commenters at Woodward Sports. Dr. Clappin
Dr.
Cheeks.
Clappin Cheeks. I went to watch a Packers stream and just lap up those salty tears, but I can't leave you guys hanging. Hey,
Hey,
Dr.
hell
Clappin
no.
Cheeks,
We appreciate you, Dr. Clappin
you're the
Cheeks.
real one.
Yep.
So I don't know, Neil, if I've ever heard you say it, but I have heard him,
Yeah.
and that is 19-1. Is the dream alive?
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
Is the 19-1 dream alive? Do you think that's going to happen? We got 4 games left. Bills, 49ers, Minnesota, the Bears, not in that order, but do you see a loss there? Do you see these guys going
It's so
16-1 into the playoffs?
It's so difficult. Like I can't in good conscience say, "Hey, YOLO 19-1." You know what I'm saying? Like going back to what we talked about today. YOLO, the Lions win 56-6. Like I can't. Like if you're asking me, because here's how I gauge things, Anson. When you say something, I say, "All right, would you bet on that?" And if you say no, then you're full of shit. You're just talking to hear yourself
Where's
talk
your
or
money?
talking
Where's
to
your
talk
mouth?
shit.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like if you're saying, Neil, would you bet on them to go 19-1? No, I wouldn't bet on them to do that.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't.
That's fair.
So, you
Well,
know,
and
it's just there's so many moving parts to a season. Every game's in a vacuum. Every spot's in a
Look, if you said 12-1, people would have been like, "You're crazy."
Oh yeah, nobody. Yeah,
Like, who circled the games? WL at the beginning of the season. Who had them 12-1?
nobody.
No
Not one
Nobody.
single person.
And I'm the biggest Lion slappy you'll ever
Yeah.
meet in your life. And if I put that down, y'all would have been like, "You're an idiot," and I would have been like, "Yeah, I'm kind of an idiot." But here we are, boys. 12-1. It's real. It's happening. It's inevitable. The Lions are Thanos. They are
like Jared
fucking
Goff's
inevitable.
athleticism. It's inevitable.
Like Kool-Aid being on time, even though he's sick, it's inevitable.
I thought he had a bottle of Jack in his hand there, but I'm guessing it's iced tea.
This man shows up in the morning, does the morning show. He covered at Woodward in Maine at 7 a.m., did the morning show. Now he's here. We're going to get the phones rocking here on the post-game
All
show.
right, you guys
we are
do
live
that.
at Hayes Social.
Real quick, let me do this one because it
Uh-oh.
favors me.
Oh,
Sean
yes.
Kane, Neil nailed it, said this game wouldn't be close if we were healthy. He wasn't scared. He just called it like I saw it. And Sean, like, again, game flow, spots, all that stuff. They did it, man. They absolutely survive in advance, dude. They survived in advance, and you guys can survive in advance with your phone calls and get involved. These two dudes right here, by the way, you don't have to believe me. You can go look at the analytics. This is the best post-game show in Detroit. You're not getting this shit from the flagship. You're not getting it from a TV
Even the Lions,
station.
and I love Danny Rogers, but they started a YouTube post-game show.
weird.
Yeah, kind of strange, huh? Isn't it weird how that happens?
Yeah.
4
And-
years later.
And it doesn't do what these guys do. So props to you guys.
Appreciate you, brother.
I need my beauty rest because I got to come in strong tomorrow. I got to hit the Planet Fitness.
I
You
expect
guys-
full suit coat tomorrow as well.
No, it's a travel day after the show.
No,
so
okay.
Good
no,
today,
it's
baby.
hoodie
Let's
time.
get this
Yeah,
up here.
get
There
that
you go.
straighten out
There you
there.
go.
Yeah,
Looking good, baby.
it was a little ruffled.
You're looking great, man.
Can I get
All
an
right.
FTP out of you real quick before you leave? The group wants it.
Fuck the Packers.
Yeah, that was me saying that. That was not,
Repeat. Fuck the Packers. Green Bay. It's real sad. It's real sad for you. Maybe next year. Maybe next year you'll beat the Lions.
And shout out to your Oakland Grizzlies
Yeah.
tonight. You
Big
called
win.
a win, right?
Big win over Wright State. Yeah,
Fantastic.
big
all
win over
right,
the-
Lions post game show.
Hey, we got to
right,
show
all
all
right.
of Detroit some love.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fuck the Packers.
so
Thank you, Neil. Appreciate you. So, yeah, we're going to get the phones rocking coming up in a little bit. Kool-Aid's here. We are live at Hayes Social, brought to you by 1800 Tequila. Anson, we got to take our official playoff shots. Official playoff shots here at Hayes Social.
Celebration.
Cheers to the bar.
So one of the things we talked about on Wednesday, take care, Neil. One of the things that we talked about on Wednesday was that great teams find a way to win when they're bad.
Yeah.
I feel the Lions have been bad 3 games this year, and they're 2-1 in those games. I don't think they were bad today.
No.
I thought they were very good on both sides of the ball. We just faced a very good Packers team. I guess my question is, we've got 2 more games left in the division. You and I, neither of us was a believer in Caleb Williams. So let's talk about that Week 18 Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
Obviously, Neil's leaving. I know that we've had some words about the Vikings and them being dismissed. I had some issues with that. It's not a team I'm scared about. I know I've used the word concern and this and that, but if these guys don't drop a game, you're going to see a matchup at Ford Field where the Lions have to play their starters. The Vikings have to play their starters, obviously. And that's a game. Are they even in our realm?
No. Like, Minnesota's been fraudulent to me since the beginning of this season. They were fraudulent after their 5-0 start. They dropped 2. They were fraudulent during that.
Are the Packers better than the Vikings?
They're the same.
They're the same. Okay. I'll take that.
They're on par in my eyes. Like, that's the way I look at it.
Sure.
Obviously different highs and lows for them. The Vikings have better wide receiver core. Packers have better running backs. So, like, that type of stuff. We can get into that. No, thank you. I'm on the hard stuff now. Thank you. But, yeah, no, I think they're about the same. But either way, it doesn't matter. They're not the Lions. And if the biggest thing right now, man, these 10 days off,
I know.
if the Lions can get healthy and start trending up towards the playoffs, because this is it. I mean, this is a battle of attrition.
Yeah.
And the Lions put in a lot of work so far this season. You hate to see you exhaust yourself before you get a chance. But they need to lock down the number 1 seed. That ensures them another week off.
Yeah, nobody wants to go to Philly in the middle of winter.
No, you don't want that outdoor game either way. So that they're going to handle their business, and they handled it today. Trying to just think back of all through the game. I know you keep notes. I'm doing the TD.
Let's talk about the beginning. So the Lions go down and they score, no problem. First drive, we needed that touchdown because I can't remember a really strong, healthy opening touchdown drive in the last month. They went down and they did that. They held the Packers scoreless for some time.
Yep.
And then the Packers kind of changed the way they ran their offense. And they ran a 12-play drive, 10 rushes. We talked about the injuries. No DJ Reader. Lost Aleem for a stretch today with maybe a concussion. He ended up coming back. No Onwuzurike. I mentioned before, 3 out of the 4 starters on your defensive line and 3 out of your second string defenders on your defensive line. They ran the ball pretty well. Now, not great. Again, they didn't have big yardage, but they were able to stop the Lions' momentum for a full drive towards the end of the first half.
Yep.
And that was a real equalizer that I thought kept them in this game. If they weren't able to slow down the clock, tear all kinds of time off the clock, and score based on carried on the back of Josh Jacobs.
Fourth down.
Yeah, so it looks like we should be able to get a healthy Aleem, maybe a Onwuzurike and a Reader back. To me, as healthy as the secondary is, we can keep plugging and playing at linebacker, but we got to get that front 4 healthy.
I think that's a great topic to talk about, too, is the secondary. Let me look.
But Rakestraw, the guy that was supposed
Jordan Love
to be...
had 200 yards and a touchdown.
No, our
200.
secondary
Josh Jacobs
carried
had
us.
66 yards.
That's it?
66. I mean, granted,
Wow.
3
Three
touchdowns.
touchdowns, sure.
3 touchdowns, right? But part of that is, I know Neil's not here now, so we can talk about how giving the ball to somebody on the 30's fucking stupid without knocking Dan Campbell, but it is. And that's what it results in. It's like, wait, how did they score that many points when then the quarterback only threw for 200
and then we
yards?
also fumbled in our own territory as well, right?
Did we? No,
Yeah.
they didn't.
No, we fumbled early. Or was it a pick?
Yeah, it was a pick. It was Jared Goff's
Yeah, but
pick.
we had an early turnover in our own territory. So,
but those two things sway the stats so much. So when you look at this game, you're like, how the fuck were the Packers even in this?
That's 10 points they probably don't get.
Outside of Christian Watson, nobody had a good day. And Christian Watson had one big catch.
And he gets about one big day a year, right?
Yeah, he didn't drop one today. No. And that's a big thing for him because he's got the drop season.
You know the name I didn't hear a lot today that I was worried about? My Spartan, Jaden Reed.
Yeah.
And being able to keep him out of the big yardage totals, being able to keep him out of the end zone, that's their game breaker. Watson made some plays. Kraft made some plays. Obviously, Jacobs got in the end zone. But nobody took the top off the Lions today.
No. And this is what I was talking about when people were telling me about, all the injuries. I'm like, injuries? Let's talk about injuries. This is the healthiest the secondary's been. We got Carlton Davis back for this game. T.A. is back for this game. Kirby's in. Branch got tossed the last time these two played in the first quarter. So you get him for a full game.
Good point.
I mean,
about that.
Zadarius wasn't on the team for the last time we played them.
4 straight sacks now.
For everybody that was talking about what we didn't have, it was like, but we still got the best secondary that I've seen in a Lion, like as a collective in a Lions uniform in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Period. If you could name a better 4, I'm talking strong safety, free safety, starting 2 cornerbacks in our lifetime, I would be glad to hear it. And please, by all means, let me know. And here's the deal. One's a rookie, the other's been on a Super Bowl team, and they're only getting better, Anson. Yeah. And it's stuff like this, like Love had time to throw the ball. But how many times did he have to hold and hold and hold
and couldn't
and hold
find anybody.
and couldn't find anybody? That is because our secondary is becoming probably one of the most elite units in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Because look at what they had to make up for today. 6 or 7 defensive tackles on the IR, and the secondary held.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of people, I'm not looking at the chat right now, but people are bringing up Terry on, and they're talking about another PI, and the fact that we lead the
He's
league
a
with
physical
17.
young cornerback.
Exactly, brother.
Deal with it.
And listen, if you're an offensive coordinator, where the fuck are you going to throw?
Yeah.
Are you going to throw at Carlton? Are you going to throw at Kirby, leads the league in picks? You're going to throw at the Honey Brancher? I don't think so. You got a SEC top-tier, first-round rookie corner who's getting picked on because you can't throw the ball anywhere else.
And don't forget about Nick Robinson, the nickel
he's
cover.
Been great. He's
like,
been really solid.
That's the thing. Like, everybody wants to clown Vildor when he plays. He's our 6th back. He's our 6th cornerback. Like, he's not going to be as good as those guys. But look at that unit as a collective and what they were able to do today. 206 yards and a touch. That's it. 206.
So, again, I'm going to take it back to yesterday. Ermanni and Edwards show. Braylon and I were talking. We agreed a lot of teams, when you're this good, when you're 12-1, when you end the season at 15-2, you kind of get cheated in the Coach of the Year vote because you were just so damn good. But this guy, he has done it with, we had at one point 18 IR guys. Currently we have 13 IR guys. Now, hey, I'll poo-poo the linebacking position because these guys have been able to figure out a way to plug and play. But not only are you missing 4 of your week 1 5 starting linebackers, number 1, number 3, number 4, and number 5, but you are literally missing 3 of your first 4 linemen and 3 of your next second-tier linemen. Not to mention the guy who was on the way to his onto a Defensive Player of the Year. The fact that this coach, that Dan Campbell, is able to keep these guys engaged and be able to just tap somebody on the shoulder from the practice squad or from somebody else's practice squad or from deep on our bench, and they keep coming up. Not only are they able to get the most out of their players, but they just have everybody bought into this culture. He's the Coach of the Year in my book.
You know, I think you brought up an interesting point. Without these injuries, I don't know if they would give it to him.
Oh, no, he wouldn't even be considered.
Right, if the Lions were sitting at
12-1,
yeah, without any adversity or anything like that, he may not get it. But because of all the shit they've had to coach through and all the shit they've had to go through.
Who's better? Who the hell is better than Dan Campbell right now on this season? Shout out Mike Tomlin. I know you doing a lot. But you're the Steelers. You were just going to say that. You're the Steelers. This is the Lions. And if there was ever a thing we've said all year long is that the only thing that can beat the Lions is themselves. And injuries is kind of beating yourselves. But even that hasn't been enough to even give them a second damn loss.
Yeah. Let's check some people out in the chat. And once again, thank you, everybody. I mean, it's after midnight. We're celebrating the Lions' victory. We got all of you in the chat. Phone lines are just about to be open, and we'll get you the number shortly. But thank you guys for being a part of this. Make sure you drop in the chat right now where you're watching from. Love to do this. We got Anchorage, Alaska always checking in. It's always California, always Arizona. We got Florida. Taiwan was checking in that one night. So, yeah, we want to know where you're watching from right now. It's the live watch or post-game show from Hayes Social here, 21 Mile and Hayes in Shelby Township. If you've never been here, come watch a game. We got 17-foot TVs.
Yeah,
3 of them.
It's the best spot around.
It really is the best spot to watch a game. 1800 Tequila. The girls are out here sometimes. We got the New Holland Tangerine Space Machine. Soroki's drops off some food. It's a great time. So thank you guys for being a part of the post-game show. I know after big Lions wins, I just crave talking about Lions with people.
And if you guys want to drop a super chat, we will guarantee to read your chat on air.
Okay, so here we go. Let's get some cities. Let's do some city shout-outs real quick. Sault Ste. Marie. We got Western California. Todd from Philly. Jason. We got Mythos from San Diego, Kuzi from Dubai, Matt K from Clearwater, Xavier from Chicago, Richard from Springfield, Michigan, D. Eagle from Phoenix.
Awesome.
We got Daniel Murphy in China, Traverse City. Our boy Phil's in Traverse City. Corey's in Jacksonville. We got Kuzi once again in Dubai. Orlando with Kenneth. St. Louis, Missouri. Grand Rapids, baby. Shout out to 104.5 SNX. I used to program that radio station. Palmetto, California. Chattanooga. Madison, Wisconsin. Omaha, Romania, Canton, Michigan.
Wow.
Eastern
Bloc in the house.
Lions fans are all over the place, and it's so fun to be proud. Reading, Connecticut, Interlochen, Michigan, Rockford, shout out to your football team. Lakeland, Florida, Greenbelt, Maryland, Flint, Michigan, Tampa, Florida, Detroit, Michigan, Schoolcraft, baby. What's up? Brighton, Eastside, East Grand Folks, Minnesota, Minnetonka, Minnesota, Chattanooga. You said Sault. Yeah, Sault Ste. Marie. Yeah. I'm from Michigan, so I should say Sault Ste. Marie correctly.
That's right, yeah. You did say it right.
I'm
at Hayes Social. Go Lions.
Yeah, Kool-Aid's here getting the phones ready. Are we good to go? We ready to give out the line? All right, 313-552-6322 is the phone number. 313-552-6322 is the phone number. I'm going to put it in the chat, 6322. Give us a call. Let's talk about this huge Lions victory. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mr. Reliable. Every time he turns around, he's catching a ball. He's getting a first down. That little reverse play was pretty amazing from Dan Campbell and Brad Johnson. You knew, I'm sorry, not Brad Johnson, the quarterback. Brad Johnson from ROC. Let's just say it that way. From ROC. That was a great call. You knew he was going to pull out a trick play at some time. The Lions' trick plays work. Green Bay's trick play did not work. Nope. And it seems like every time a team plays the Lions, they feel like they got to take a fourth down and go for it that they normally wouldn't, and they feel like they got to pull some trick play because they know the Lions are going to do it to them. That's what I love. The Lions force teams to get out of character.
Well, even when things are close, Lions are dictating play. Yeah. They dictate play at the line of scrimmage, and that's what's most important. This offensive line is the best in the league, especially when healthy. The defensive line, obviously they're not all together, and they were barely even represented there today, but they cause chaos, and they are able to dictate terms. And what that does is when you're dictating terms on, especially on the offensive side of the ball, you know that you have a coach that says, hey, you get an extra damn down, all right? So what it really does is it puts the onus on incoming teams, whether they're hosting or not. They're all incoming because they know that they are playing the best team in the NFL right now. So you have to take chances to win against a team like the Detroit Lions. But when you're not confident in those things and it's a little outside of your realm of what you needed to maybe beat the Arizona Cardinals, with the Lions, it's commonplace. Their offense, everything that they're doing, they are leading. So when they do a trick play, it's really just part of the script versus somebody else doing it against us. It's out of desperation. It's out of a Hail Mary attempt to get a fourth down completion, to be able to get in the end zone when they should be settling for a kick. And 9 times out of 10, now, because we have this defense with a full secondary, with all the weapons that AG needed, you're seeing teams just embarrass themselves when they're trying to step into the trick play zone.
Trying to be us.
That's right.
Like, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't fake.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Rubbing that KY jelly all over their dick. Paul Miller, the super chat. Shout out to Paul Miller. I met him doing a radio stunt. I believe it was like hands on the Hellcat or rear on the Wrangler. But Paul Miller, big shout out. I believe I met him.
Is that the rapper, Paul Miller?
No, that's Paul Wall.
Oh yeah, no, Paul Miller. No, Paul Miller from Detroit is a rapper. I think that might be the same guy.
No, this is Paul. He says he's been watching since the beginning. What a ride it has been. It's beautiful to watch. Go Lions, baby. I love you guys, Stick and Anson. Love you too. Shout out to you and your girl, Paul.
Appreciate your
I remember
support.
you well, man. Thank you for being a part of this since day one. It's been a fun ride to grow with the Lions and Woodward Sports. You know, you start out with 0 followers, and here we're sitting with like 1 million followers.
We had like
across
12 people watching our
it was
first
like
one.
my mom, my sister, and like your dad. Like that was about it. But here we are.
12 people.
Here we are, quarter after 12, and 1,600 people are watching. Make sure you smash that like button.
That's right.
We got callers
Show the
on,
love.
KG. We got callers on. Put them through. Just tell us their first 3 digits.
The first 3 digits is 120.
All right.
Actually, 206.
206.
120. Where's that?
206. You are on right now, the post-game show live from Hayes Social, Woodward Sports. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
It's Ken.
Okay.
It's Ken from Florida.
What's
Hey,
up,
Ken.
bro?
So what you
Hello?
think? What you think of the game, Ken?
Oh, it was awesome. It's amazing how they can take a patchwork of professionals and really orchestrate them to operate as a unit.
Absolutely. The cohesion, both sides of the ball is amazing right now.
Perfect.
Hey, thanks, guys. Great show.
We appreciate your support, man. Appreciate you calling in.
I love that.
Yeah.
Man, it's so cool how much the Lions are bringing people together
It
from
really
all
is.
over the world.
You know, the
Kool-Aid,
mass
who we got
exodus.
next?
The mass exodus out of Detroit. They're all coming back for the parade, buddy.
White flight. Shout out to Stephen Van Walden. I'm a loud and proud Lions fan in NYC. I converted so many New Yorkers to Lions fans. This is an incredible time to be a Lions fan. We would all do well to remember that we are in the good old days.
That's right.
You're right, man. It doesn't get better than this.
right.
It really doesn't get better than this.
Enjoy it while it's happening.
And how cool must it be to be able to convert fans instead of just hide your gear on Sundays? Thanksgiving has to be a different experience for everybody. My Thanksgivings growing up were spent my family yelling at me to stop watching the Lions so we could go eat. Like, come on, Sammy,
Been
quit
there.
watching the game. You know they're going to lose. Like,
Been
I've heard
there.
that my entire life. Now it's, we'll eat after the Lions play.
Yeah.
We'll eat after the Lions play. Kool-Aid, who else we got on the phone, baby? 218. You are on the post-game show with Stick and Anson live at Hayes Social. Show Kool-Aid some love. What's up, 218?
baby, what
Who's
up?
this and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Jay from Minnesota again.
Hey, what up, Jay?
Bro, fuck the Packers.
Yes, sir.
That game, bro. Are you kidding me?
Tell me
Me and
about
my wife make it a tradition to do a shot every time the Lions score, and I had to, back it off a little bit.
Yeah,
'cause we
man, you better
pre-gamed
eat some
a little
bread,
bit hard,
bro.
but, I'm going to go into that game or into work tomorrow. So, like I said last week, we're right on the Minnesota-Wisconsin border. I'm going to be
Loud and proud.
Vince McMahon walking into that bitch,
Hell
head
yeah,
held
man.
high, let's go.
Hell yeah.
And how long have you been a Lions fan?
since the day I was born, man. I grew up in Romulus, Michigan.
And how
I've
old,
never known anything different.
How old are you now?
I'm 41.
41, man. 41 years, and it's finally paying off.
And
Isn't
how
that
long?
nice?
How
Isn't
long
that
you
nice?
been up there though, bro?
So I've been in Minnesota since 2002.
So you've been listening to both sides for 2 decades.
Oh, yeah.
It's time
Absolutely.
to give it back.
Even
huh?
when I lived in the UP, my grandfather was a Packer fan, and I had to listen to that shit.
A lot of Packer fans in the UP. Well, you get to give that shit back, my friend.
Absolutely, brother.
Yes, I love it.
Well, we appreciate
This is
you being a
incredible.
part of
Like
this
this
show.
is the most incredible 2 seasons I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Yeah, I
And
find
I love
myself.
it for every Lions fan that's been begging for it.
Yeah, and you know, buddy, I don't think it's going to be limited to just 2 years. These boys,
No,
Dan
it's not.
and Brad. Hey, man, I haven't said it yet. I'm gonna hold off on that BNL. I'm not gonna say the whole thing, but BNL is here. It seems like. So as beautiful it is for you to be able to be loud and proud, standing tall on the dividing line between the Packers and the Vikings, man, it ain't just going to be this year. It's going to be the rest of this decade.
We got to give a shout out to Chris the Immortal in the chat, dropping $10, saying, "You want to talk about converting fans? I successfully converted a Packers fan a couple years ago."
Yes.
And how much did they thank you today?
Can we get conversion stories? Just tell your conversion stories. Drop them in. And again, thank you for the super chats. If you drop that super chat, you will get read live on the program.
I don't know if Keith is trying to get me fired up with this super chat. I'm going to readjust how I'm sitting for this because I want to address it the proper way.
It's a big one. I see it. Let's go.
Says, F what Easy says about JG. He's better than Love. Dude
That's
slams JG every chance he gets.
He does.
And you know what, Keith? You're 100% right. But you know what, Keith? He ain't the only one, because the minute Goff threw that interception today, the ignorance, the stupidity, the utter unconscious, moronic, doubtful, hating-ass chats that we saw on our live stream was repugnant. It was disrespectful.
I love you.
It was disgraceful. You should apologize to Jared Goff. You should apologize to me.
In
And you
written
should
form.
apologize to your fucking mother for
right.
raising a goddamn idiot.
3 letters
You
in written
doubt
form.
Jared Goff again
Not-
on my watch. I will gatekeep the shit out of this.
Not off your computer, in pen, on paper, no typing, like actual longhand. 3 letters.
Well, here, let me go to the
Yeah.
chat
Yes,
thread.
please.
The Woodward Gang chat thread. There's 30 of us on it,
Hey, if
all
you
the
guys-
way from Ryan Ermanni, KG. Everybody's on this chat, right?
Let's hear it.
One fucking interception, right? One. He
And
throws
they
one
chirping.
interception. What? Ball game. That was bad. Jesus Christ. I mean, what the fuck was he even thinking? So I put Easy's being exposed right now. Easy response.
Talk to him.
Goff's being exposed right now.
Oh, my God. Does he want to be right more than he wants Goff to win a championship? Because I'm not sure.
Well, no, here's the problem. He wants to pretend when things are going good that I called this. I knew Jared Goff had it in him. But the minute he throws one interception,
Civilian.
300 yards,
Civilian.
300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and that's the shit
He's
I
a
get
civilian.
to fucking hear.
He's a civilian.
No, Easy's a casual. Easy's lower than a civilian. It's unfucking believable how dumb this guy is when it comes to Jared Goff. Because Easy knows some shit, right? Like, I wouldn't let him on the network if he was an absolute fucking moron. But when it comes to Jared Goff, he gets this mental block and just becomes the dumbest person on the planet.
Slade.
And that goes for anybody else who doubted that man after 1 interception.
At what point has this guy not won you over? I mean, at this point, 12-1,
Keith,
you
why'd
better
you get
be
me,
believing
Keith,
in Jared
why'd you
Goff.
do that to me? Keith, Keith knows how to trigger me.
Yeah.
And I'm an untriggerable guy.
Chat, super chat, drop your pushback on
Triggerable.
Keith. We'll read it on air.
Triggerable.
Let's go.
I'll be very careful how I say that.
Give it one more time. Read what Keith said. Let the chat push back. Super chat, we'll read it on the air. Push back on Keith. What did he say exactly, Steve?
F what Easy says, JG is better than Jordan Love. Dude slams JG every single chance he gets, and he is so right. Shout out to our man, Steve Robinson. Another super chat. My man always calling in from Arizona. Appreciate you. You got my number. Just text me, bro. The phone lines are jammed. Just want to send my love and say the Lions D did their job, and they did enough to win once again. Say it, Anson. Just fucking say it.
That's right.
No, you know what he wants you to say.
I want the 3-letter words?
Yeah.
Let's win an NFC championship, and then I will come up with my own song. I will karaoke that shit. I got to shout out to Keith, man, pushing back on my man Easy, because, bro, for 2 years, before last season, I was saying we should have extended in the middle of April. I came on their show, and they told me I was asinine.
Oh God, go back if you want to have some fun. Search Heavyweights and Jared Goff and go watch their content from about 3 years ago.
So much,
dude. I'm gonna send you a video later. But let's get to the phones.
Please.
There's people waiting. That's enough of hating on Jay-Z, on Easy's hating ass.
Shout out Keith.
Who we got? Yeah, Keith. Why'd you do that to me? And I'll get. I got more super chats to get to. We'll talk to him next. But who we got on the phone? 231. You're on the Lions post game show here at Hayes Social with Stick and Anson. Who's this?
This is Tabitha from Rockford.
Hey, what's up, Tabitha? What you think of your Lions?
Well, I know I've been real cocky in the chat, but I just called to say 12-1. Fuck the Packers.
Fuck the Packers.
I think we're going 16-1. I need this win for my 60-year-old dad and my 84-year-old grandpa.
God bless him.
I waited my whole life for this season.
Isn't it amazing?
And I worked the first half tonight. My manager is a Packers fan. She got to leave early before kickoff.
Good for
I didn't
her.
get to leave work until 9:45. Came home to be 12-1. And I just want to say thanks for Woodward. Thanks for the show. Thanks for being here. It's after midnight. Another Lions win. 12-1. Let's go all the way to the Super Bowl.
Hey, thank you, Tabitha. Thanks for being a great supporter of Woodward Sports.
That's right.
She's always in the chat, so we appreciate her. Let's get to a couple more super chats. Crayons for breakfast. Thanksgiving was a family tradition of watching a loss. This year, I convinced my dad to take his siblings from Sheboygan to their first game at Ford Field for Thanksgiving. I've never seen him happier for life.
That's amazing.
That's the shit that gives me goosebumps,
man.
I
have a text from this girl that, we invited a lot of people up. Hayes Social was amazing. If you haven't been up here for a watch party or a post-game show, you have to. But we invited a lot of people up. A lot of people came out and supported today. And this girl sent me this long text I'm going to bring in on Wednesday. And it's just story after story of lifelong friends and new fans. It's somehow stumbled into this Honolulu Blue blessing that we have going on right now. And it's truly fantastic. You want to share your stories again, hit that super chat. We'll read your comment online. We got some more calls waiting. Shout out KG. Much love, baby.
I got a super chat here from Hassan. Hey, guys, from Beirut, Lebanon.
Oh, right. It's land of the Cedars.
It's 7 a.m. here. We're coming to Canada soon, and we'll come visit in your studios with some fancy Lebanese wine. Go Lions and fuck the Packers. Studios in Birmingham, Michigan, right there, 15 Mile and Woodward.
Come on a Wednesday.
Come on and say hi. I'm there Monday through Wednesday most times. Wolverine, Alaska, what a ride. I remember watching the Lions breaking their 19-game losing streak, 19-14 over the Washington Redskins on 23 December 2007 in Qatar. Now we are working on a 19-game winning streak. Great show. Wolverine, Alaska. Thank you for that super chat. Owen Mullen with this one. I never lost faith. So many of these so-called fans were ready to jump the ship over these injuries. Every week we're on upset alert, and it never comes.
That's right, baby.
And I'm telling you, this week, my Twitter, the narration around the office was, they're going to lose. It's got to happen. Anson, it's got to happen. They can't keep doing this.
Right.
They can't. It's just, no, Stick, you don't understand. It's 16 people on IR, Stick. You don't understand.
Too much.
Listen,
too much to overcome.
You're being a blind fan by thinking they're going to win. It's got to happen, man. You think they're going to win out? You really think they're going to sweep the division? Yes, motherfucker.
That's
yes.
right.
They're going to sweep the division. Like, I don't know. Like, this is my quote all day to people has been, how many times do your eyes have to show you something for you to believe it?
Well, that's the thing, is this new generation, they believe whatever's pumped into them by the phone, by the screen that's in front of them. And I've been urging people for a lot of years now, is believe your eyes. Hey, shout out Mike Wakefield, our boy. He hit me up today, and he's like, how do you really feel about this game today? And, like, I'm supposed to be the skeptic. I'm supposed to, like, hey, exercise some caution. And there was every single reason to doubt this game today, from the injuries to how good the Packers were to you can't win all 17 games.
Yeah,
and there wasn't a reason that I could come up with that the Lions lost this game at home. In Lambeau, if the schedule was flipped a little bit.
Yeah, but we already took care of business there. Like, we already did that.
But listen, while we were hurt and beat up, which scared everybody, this Coach of the Year, Dan Campbell, that's right, NFL, you heard it.
Coach of the Year.
He raised this whole squad up, grabbed a couple guys he hired just 4 days ago, and they made plays. And that is when the mantra of the culture of this team. And in 14 days, we're going to be a hell of a lot healthier.
Oh, God, 10 days off. Steve with the super chat. Easy became a heavyweight by eating his own bad takes.
Oh, man. Double dose of the guff.
That is a lot of bad takes. That is a lot of bad takes. Kool-Aid, who else we got on the phone? Phone lines are packed, 313-552-6322. We got 313 on the phone. Who's this and where are you calling from?
It's your motherfucking boy.
Hey, what up, man? Who's this?
It's Snoop, man, from Savvy Sliders, man. We gonna have that ticket race for y'all boys, man.
What up?
I mean, y'all been 11 weeks straight, man. Free ticket.
What Savvy Sliders you at?
Man, 7 Mile and Van Dyke.
All right, shout out.
I do like that falafel savvy slider, I'm not going to lie.
Hey, man.
Yeah, come get that chicken, man. Hey, shout out Tim Patrick, man. He's running me 13,000, man. 2 touchdowns, man.
I got him circled right here, ready to bring him up, man. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, what do you think of Tim Patrick's performance today?
Shit, unexpected.
You
and he throw the ball to J-Mo.
Yeah, J-Mo had a quiet 80 yards.
Quiet.
Some hella catches though. That toe tap on the end line, man. That he really showed up today after a little bit of problems supposedly last week. Everybody waiting for him to be the guy that they piled on again. But J-Mo responded. It wasn't Amon-Ra St. Brown today. It was J-Mo in the passing game.
Yeah, hey, and don't forget about St. Brown, missed the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Clutch.
That's the thing with this offense. It's pick your poison. You know, Laporta kind of had a little breakout game today. Let me pull up his stats.
2 straight weeks.
Yeah, he had a good game today. What did Laporta have? Laporta had 5 catches for 54 yards. J-Mo had 5 for 80. Tim Patrick had 6 for 43. St. Brown had 5 for 43. Montgomery had 5 for 33. Gibbs had 6. Look at that balance from this offense.
Yeah.
5, 5, 6, 5, 5, 6. Like, it doesn't get much more balance than that. Who do you take away?
Well,
if you're a defense, who are you taking away?
I was just going to say that. They took away St. Brown today. That's the guy that was taken away out
Did
of
they?
our
5
offense.
catches, 43 yards?
Yes, that's a low day for him. But look at what Tim Patrick does. 6 for 43 and in the end zone twice.
Yep.
This is a guy that you wouldn't even let me talk about week 2 after we lost to Tampa Bay.
It wasn't
this
time.
Guy, he has made us
You were
talk
pulling the
about
pie
him.
out of the oven too early on
for
that.
Sure,
it wasn't done
We had
yet.
nothing else to talk about at that point, but this guy has forced us to talk about him. Guy that was out of football for 2 years. A team that was desperately in need of a big body receiver. And we lose Khalif Raymond. I miss him. But the team hasn't truly missed him. The win and loss record has not missed him.
Yeah, Dylan Rowley, the super chat. I can't believe this defense with 13 guys out. It was crazy looking at that list this morning. You could see that they had 13 guys out, and like you're going down it, you're like, this is a whole starting defense. Like, what the hell?
Wasn't Jamal Adams like just a Pro Bowler like 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, but it's crazy to have like Iffy out. Then you have Davenport. Then you have Rodriguez. Then you have Anzalone. And then, of course, you have Hutchinson.
I
then
spent
you
like a
have
half
Reeder,
hour
then you have,
looking at the injuries
it's like,
today.
My
It's
God.
unbelievable. Literally today, having no Levi, having no Aleem, having no Davenport, having no damn Hutch. It's basically almost your whole starting lineup. And then or at the defensive line, your whole second, Kaminsky, Mingo. I mean, there's so many injuries on the first and second level of this defense.
Yep.
You have to take your hat off to our secondary because I know the
They're
next man
unbelievable.
thing is happening on the other levels, but it's the secondary that this defense hanging their hat on.
Jacob Thompson with the super chat. Thank you for being a part of the post-game show here at Hayes Social, 21 Mile and Hayes, brought to you by 1800 Tequila. We got New Holland Brewery with the Tangerine Space Machine. Soroki's dropped off some pizza. Sabbath Coffee, we got to thank
And
them
some
too.
biscuits.
And those biscuits. Jacob Thompson with the super chat. I'm 24. Been a Lions fan and a Michigan fan my whole life. The last 2 years are truly better than I could have ever imagined. Winning is fun. Yeah. Winning is fun, and it takes time to, like, adjust our brains as Lions. Like, it really does.
Beating spouses, bro. It's hard to accept love.
Yeah, I mean, it's that SOL PTSD that creeps in, and that's what I really felt this week out of a lot of Lions fans. Like, it was the big bad Packers. They've done it to us for years. All the injuries, and it just we gotta understand. We're talking about a team that we've never seen before. We're talking about doing things that seem impossible, but not with this team.
Your whole life, I'm going to tell you, for me, my whole life, I believed I'd see a Super Bowl champion out of the Lions. I always thought this. My grandfather, I asked him why he stopped watching me. He said, you'll understand one day. I've heard it all.
Yep.
My thing with that team that I thought we were going to get, I thought it was going to be a 10-7 team that was going to sneak in and get hot and just be a whole bunch of Trent Dilfers. A whole bunch of guys that were forgettable, you know, kind of like the 04 Pistons. Obviously, we're not forgetting Big Ben or Chauncey or anything like that, but they were not one of them. You know, actually, the Pistons, they're the only 3 championship teams that did not have a current or future Hall of Famer, and that's what I thought we were going to get out of these Lions. But these Lions, from top to bottom, are so exciting that even when half the whole defense is out, they're amazing. I want to keep hearing the super chats. We get to see them easier, and we are guaranteed to read them for you. I want to hear all of the people that have struggled as Lions fans that are feeling so damn good tonight.
Ornery U of M dad. Hard to accept winning. Like, we're not worthy.
True.
You know, it's
real
like
talk.
It is. It's like I think a lot of fans are waiting for that other shoe to drop. And listen, it may drop, right? You may not win a Super Bowl this year. That's very hard to do.
Easy now.
What? I said may.
You would have thrown me off the show if I just said that.
No. Listen, that's why I think your SOL stance is so fucking impossible, right? Because, like, a Super Bowl is very hard to attain. It's very hard to attain.
No. Just getting there is my end of SOL.
Even that's very hard to attain.
Sure, there's only like 2 or 3 teams that haven't done it, but it is hard.
It's very hard to attain.
Yes.
I mean, ask Dallas. Like, yeah, okay, we had a run in the 90s.
Ask the Browns.
Yeah, ask Minnesota. They ain't never got one either.
But they've been there.
They run their mouth.
They've been there.
But
I just need to see something.
Doesn't matter if you've been there but never, like.
Well, my thing
doesn't
is
matter if you've seen a naked chick.
But the reason why everybody's hot.
I saw her. Great, cool. These other guys did some other shit.
Kool-Aid, give us some damn calls. Let's go. Let's get some calls.
Because you know I'm right.
I don't need to explain.
You know I'm right.
No, I just want to see the one thing I haven't seen as a Lions fan.
It's cool to see a naked chick. It's even better to take her home.
Is she Brazilian?
It doesn't matter.
What we got, Kool-Aid?
What is that? 239. You are on the Lions post-game show with Stick and Anson. We are live here at Hayes Social. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, fellas. It's Hot Carl over in Centerline. How are you?
What up, Hot Carl? You got a set of pipes on you, bro.
Hey, thanks a lot. I hate to plays buzz there, but I got to reach out to a hero of mine. I've been on some hard times lately, and I was about to have my home foreclosed. But Tom Mazaway told me to take the over tonight, and he saved my family's life. Thank you so much, Tom.
Tom Mazaway doing special things in the community.
Just touching people.
Pause. That's a great phone call. Tom Mazaway did say take the. You know who nailed it today,
Clipped.
and I hate seeing it, is Neil Rule. He said take the 3.5. He said he's going to take the 3.5
for the Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 3.5. I mean, I don't know how you saw this game being a blowout.
I did. The first half was. A couple things went wrong for the Lions in the second
half. As
half.
much as we statistically dominated, the score wasn't far. Again, black and blue division. We talked about this with the Bears last week. We watched it with the Bears last week. This whole division is damn good. If Caleb Williams was in his second or third year, they'd probably have a winning record right now. And the Vikings are nothing to sneeze at. The Packers are solid as hell. The problem, though, is that the Lions are just the best team in the NFL right now.
I'll never understand what you see in Caleb Williams. But either way,
what are you fucking talking about? Don't you catfish Caleb. I ain't never seen nothing in him. He's a bust.
All right.
But he's not terrible.
All right, Dante151. Hey, Nick Wright. Right here.
Yeah, he always
Lions
wrong.
went 3-0 in 10 frickin' days. Also, Maz, we tried to tell you that this Lions team is different. And it's hard. Like, it is hard to retrain your brain to think, oh, my God, these guys are different. These guys can pull it off. They're not going to drop the ball. It's not SOL. And it's so crazy how that is lingering. It's just lingering, just hanging out. Darius with the super chat. What's the phone number? I need to tap in with my dogs. All right, Darius, 313-552-6322. That's 313-552-6322. Give us a call. Let us know where you're calling from. We want to know where everybody's at right now. It's about 12:37 here on the east side in Shelby Township at Hayes Social, and I'm still pumped thinking about this game. I feel like there's still so many things we haven't even touched on. Like, we just got to Tim Patrick 10 minutes ago.
I got something else.
All right, what else you got?
Zadarius Smith, 4 straight games.
Sack?
With a sack since he joined the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, he had 8 pressures this week. I'm going to be interested to see how many pressures they account for this week. But that was part of my argument why I wasn't
You were stoked, not scared?
I just wasn't freaked out. Like, I just wasn't freaked out by this. It's because Zadarius Smith didn't play against them. Zadarius Smith is a former Green Bay Packer. Zadarius Smith wants to pound that ass,
All pro.
And he's shown that he's a valuable piece. And for us to be able to go out and get him, then had Jamal Adams, then had Quan Alexander, and for nothing. Those two for nothing. Him, we had to put. What do we give up? Like a 6th-round pick, and we have to pay $600,000.
$5th and 6 or 6 and 7, something like that.
Whatever,
but
negligible.
That's the thing is, last year at the trade deadline, all of Detroit Lions fans, I want Vince, I want this and that.
Right.
The fact is this guy came over for nothing. Oh, and guess who's the bookend on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson next year? That's Zadarius Smith. This guy came in and adopted the Detroit lifestyle, the grit, and he was adopted by our fans the moment that he got here. But you can't do this kind of stuff without an established culture. And these guys established this culture in what, 2.5 years? They completely switched over the losingest, most broken franchise ever and have made it a place where not only a guy like Zadarius Smith wants to get traded to and can flourish at, but guys like Jamal damn Adams are like eager. I don't know if you saw the little clip on. He's like, oh yeah, AG, my Jets, this and that. I didn't even know I got a call from him. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. And then he's here and he's talking about what the different type of culture it is to be around this. Because yeah, that dude was a Jet for a long time, and it's not a great franchise, Stick.
No.
This is a great franchise now in Detroit. How wild is that?
Yeah, the fact that he was talking about a great franchise and from top to bottom, it's like, wait, you're talking about the Lions? Like, what the hell?
But how many our whole lifetime?
Super chat, get wet. All right.
Yeah,
we'll
man.
do that. Another super chat by
I love the way
Cap
the
Beats.
super chats come up. It's awesome.
Yeah, another week, another W. I'm from Tampa, Florida, and I never thought in my 26 years of life I'd be able to think a Super Bowl is possible. We own the North, FTP.
Black and blue.
Yep, we are the kings of the North.
What do you got over there,
Kings of
Kool-Aid?
the North. Who else we got, Kool-Aid? 931 DRQ, you are on. Hello.
Yo.
Hey, who's this?
This is Ryan's Lions in the chat.
Hey, what up, Ryan? How you doing, man?
Oh man, I couldn't be freaking happier.
What'd you think of the game?
All right, so, dude, that was the greatest game ever. First of all, Kool-Aid, thank you for patching me through. I don't know if you remember me or not, but I was the guy that you guys threw on YouTube during the draft party for the Brad Holmes invitation.
Oh, nice.
It was awesome. Love meeting you guys. I got to talk to you and Anson, too, sick. You guys are great. Love the station. Love the show. Wish I could intern from Traverse City, but it ain't going to happen.
Hey, you can intern, man. How are you at social media and stuff?
I can help out wherever I can. I can always call in.
All right, shoot me an email, stick@woodwardsports.com.
Now you guys got his email and his number.
For sure.
Dox
For
me.
sure. I'm on it.
Yeah, man.
All right,
We're always
so
looking for help in the
I've
social
been
media.
listening to you guys for 4 years now. Honestly, it was the heavyweights that got me tuned in. But fuck Easy and his goth take.
Yes, baby.
But I gotta say, how can you not vouch for the Lions in the Super Bowl this year? I mean, for crying out loud, look at these boys. We have one starter in our front seven on the defensive side, and we still keep winning.
It's wild. It's so wild what's happening right
It defies logic, and it's really pushed the national pundits off the Lions. And I got to say, I told so many of my friends, I can't remember a regular season game for the Lions that I was more excited for than this one. Because I know you've poo-pooed the Packers, but the Packers have owned us for decades now.
I was
and even
not
though
hyped for this game like everybody
See,
else.
I really
just
was,
wasn't.
because I think maybe because so many people were so worried, and this was the ultimate test. We have not seen our defense. I know we've been crying about all the people we've lost on defense, but it never culminated to where so many were out in 1 week as it did this week. And playing against a 9-3 team, a team that's had our number up until maybe a year and a half, 2 years now, but otherwise, we don't think of the Bears when we think of the North. We think of the Packers.
Yeah.
And when they come into town, we want to hand it to them. And we've seen all the bullshit and all the talk on Twitter and this and that. We needed to handle business. And Lions fans, maybe not you, maybe you were stoked, but a lot of Lions fans were scared. And today, I think that today was that tipping point where a lot of SOL-leaning fans are leaning BNL.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Until they have a rough game against the Bills, and then all of a sudden, you see, the season's
You're not
over.
wrong about that.
But that's where I'm at with this team. And great, the Packers beat our ass my entire life. Doesn't matter. None of that matters anymore. There's maybe 2 to 3 teams in the entire NFL that I'm like, that's
think about,
interesting.
huh?
Bills
Who are they?
Bills are one of them.
Okay.
Kansas City's the other.
Okay.
It was Baltimore early in the year, but I think they've kind of fallen off. And I'll take the Eagles. Like, those are the 3 games that if the Lions played, I'd be like,
Let's say
this
4
is-
because
the
Baltimore
Lions-
plays up or down to their opponents,
Okay.
and they fucking owned us last year.
Yeah, they did, but
So let those 4 teams.
Okay,
Fair
fine.
enough.
I'll play the game.
All
We'll
right.
throw
Appreciate
Baltimore
you.
in there. But those are the teams that if the Lions were playing,
He is Mr. Lion right here, my man Sam Stick Day.
but like those are the teams where if you're like, hey, the Lions are playing Kansas City, I'm gonna be like, oof, I don't know how to call this game.
Yeah, especially when there's refs involved, right?
Well, yeah, that, and if next week, I don't know how to call that game. Josh Allen is an X factor. Cook is an X factor. There's a lot that
but
goes
we're in
into
Detroit for that game.
We're in Detroit for that.
That's huge.
And I'm not scared about that game, but this is like, I look at it like if I was a boxer and I knew I could beat everybody's ass, but then I came up against somebody that was like, that guy's similar to me. Okay, this is going to be a little bit more of a fight.
I might get hit.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about that group of teams. Everybody else, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, you're not in the league. You're not in our tier.
Sure.
You don't belong in the conversation. I don't want you here. So that's where, like, it comes across as arrogant and aloof, and I never think the line. It's like, no. I think there's a handful of teams that can give us problems. Everybody else is just on the way.
Can I be honest with you? I've turned a lot of people on, and some of them are like, turn a lot of people, turn a lot of people on to Woodward Sports, excuse me.
And a lot of people hate me.
Well, no, they can't. They're like on board with you because they want the Lions to win, but they're like, he's just so confident about the Lions. I just don't know. I don't know. And the thing is I have to kind of talk people off of it, but you keep me in line. Like, honestly, your faith in the Lions helps my faith. And again, Super Chat us. Tell us about your faith in the Lions. Tell us what this win meant to you tonight. Was this your tipping point? Are you fully on board? Are your people against it? Are they fully on board? Tell us.
So as the Lions are sitting here at 12-1, do I look like a slappy? Or do I know fucking football?
I'm not talking about you.
I'm not taking this as an insult. I'm just in the general perspective, like, oh yeah, you have faith in this team. And they've rewarded me 12 out of 13 times.
They sure have.
Like, if I went in doubting today, like, it'd be nice. Oh, yeah, they beat my expectations. But, no, they actually kind of underperformed for my expectations today. I didn't expect them to allow that many points.
Yep.
I expected
you had the Lions on the over.
I did.
Not the over, but with the points.
Right. So, like, I have expectations. They meet the expectations. I have doubts. They erase my doubts. Like, honestly, the games I've been most scared about this year, and it's going to sound stupid as fuck, is Jacksonville and Tennessee.
The trap games. It's a trap.
Not trap games, just because, like, we used to be those teams.
What was the scariest game for you?
Probably the Tennessee one.
My scariest was the Bears last week.
So the Tennessee one, I'm talking going into
No, I'm talking going into it too. Because I've been talking so much shit about catfish.
Yeah,
you know,
they suck. We know that.
Yeah.
But Tennessee, I was like, Tennessee reminds me a lot of the old Lions shitty teams. And every once in a while, we just sneak up and
show up out of
some
nowhere.
Really good team up. And then be like, well, we lost to the Lions. So, like,
bro, I took this 10 home last night. I have no idea how I did it, but I did it.
So that was my thought process going into Tennessee. Like, oh, man, if there's a game, it's going to be a game none of us expect. It's going to be a game someone creeps up on us. But then they just went out and mopped the floor with them. And I'm like, man, Dan Campbell just doesn't miss. Dan Campbell gets these guys ready for every game like it's their last game. There is no fall off. There is no stepping back. There is no, oh my gosh, there's next week. We're looking ahead. Oh my gosh, what happened last week? We're looking back. This is the most in-the-moment team I have ever seen play football.
Yeah, the question I want to ask, I don't even want to ask until we get to these super chats and these calls, so I'll hold it.
Okay, super chat. George, Goff had a Brady-esque performance and was perfect in the fourth quarter. Mr. Perfect, they call him in the locker room. Can't wait for him to outduel Allen next week and kneecap bite the Lombardi. And that's the thing. I mean, if he outduels Allen, if he outduels Allen next week, ooh, baby. See,
Kool-Aid got
MVP.
some. He got some for
Nick
you.
S., do yourself a favor and hit the like. Thank you, Nick
That's
S.
right.
And thanks for reminding everybody. Darius, how can I get a call? Shit's ringing busy. It's busy, man. I mean, people want to talk about the Lions. We got to keep turning over these calls.
Drop us
faster.
another super chat and just tell us more.
Yeah, and then if you're on the call, get on, make your comment. Let's keep this train rolling. Let's run through them all. Let's go. Like a sorority house on a Friday night. Let's run through them. What's that? 616 West Side. You are on live at Hayes Social with Stick and Anson. It's a post-game show on Woodward Sports. Who's this and where are you from?
Hello? Is this me?
Yeah, it's you.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jacob from Anchorage, Alaska.
Alaska,
Nice.
yes. You've called in before, right?
No, this is my first time.
Oh, nice. Okay, thanks for calling.
We've had multiple Alaska callers.
Random as it is.
Thanks for having me.
So-
First thing I want to say is AG deserves his flowers.
Yes, he does. Big time.
And then more so, the defensive lineman coach needs his flowers.
Yes, he does. Well played again.
After that, I would just like to say that it kind of seems like that it could be that when we play Buffalo, it would be a game where both teams potentially mail it in. Now, that's to be able to say that no team really mails it in, but at the same time, that's a potential Super Bowl matchup, and therefore that maybe no one wants to show the cards. I would just like to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Other than that, I enjoy you guys' show, and just wanted to say thanks for what you do.
Hey, thank you so much. And that is a good question. Anson, you want to tackle it?
Well, I'll say, listen, brother, you'd be really, really right if these guys were playing in 17 and 18 weeks. But these guys are going to be playing in Week 15. There's so much on the line in their divisions and their conferences for home court or home field advantage, excuse me. They will hold some stuff back. You hit the nail on the head with that. But it's not going to be like one of those late season matchups where you've got stuff wrapped up. And as much as you want to put that team in their place because you know you might see them in February, they know they need those games. So we might not see the whole bag, but we're going to see the best out of both of those teams. It's going to be a hell of a matchup, and I'm really glad, like I just said a couple minutes ago, that it's at Ford Field.
To quote Ben Johnson, the well is deep.
Yeah,
even
the
if
bag
we run
is deep, baby.
Even if no, he said well.
I'm saying the bag. I'm a basketball guy, you know.
Even if we run our trick plays, all that does is set up our next trick
Our new
play.
trick plays, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't ever see the Lions backing down like today. 4th and 1. I'm looking at Neil and I'm looking at KG, and I'm like, the offense is staying on the field. Now's not the time to get scared about this, Neil, because you know Neil go for it on every 4th down. And even in that 4th down at the end of the game when you could win it and you're already in field goal range.
Yeah.
And they did
Ballsy.
it. But they did it.
Ballsy.
But they did it.
And these guys have never gone by convention. So,
Right. So they're going to go for the knockout blow.
Absolutely.
We know that every single time.
100%.
That's their MO. Super chat coming through. Is Lions versus Bills a game for MVP? I would say
I've been seeing that build on Twitter, to be honest. X has been talking about that. Like, can Goff take back the MVP trophy from Josh Allen? Because they're saying it's his now.
Listen, it's got to be a very extreme game for that to happen. It's got to be Josh Allen throws 3 to 4 picks, Jared Goff throws 4 to 5 touchdowns.
The defense could be healthy too.
But that's got to be that has to be the swing. After Jared Goff's 5 interception game.
Well, what if
It's
both
tough.
of them come out and they throw for over 300? They both have 3-4 touchdowns.
have the same
and
game,
then
then it's the
winner
same.
of that game gets that head up in the MVP vote.
If they have the same game statistically, it's still Allen. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it, man. Look at the I'm a Jared Goff guy.
Is it
You know
bad
that.
I want our coach to get his tribute over any player on this team?
Our coach?
Yes. I think that Dan Campbell, I would be more upset about Dan Campbell not getting hardware off of this season where we've had up to 18 IR players and are still damn 12-1 than anybody else. Because as good as Goff has been, as good as guys have on our defense have been, there isn't one person that I can say should get hardware. And that means it's the coach that should get the hardware.
I wouldn't hate it. I just know Dan Campbell don't give a shit.
No, nobody does. They don't care. They want one piece of hardware, and it's got Vince on the
Jared
front.
Goff doesn't care about MVP. Nobody the individual accolades. I don't think entice these guys at all.
Yeah,
this
right.
this is a team. They don't give a shit, and that's what's so awesome. Looking at the receiving stats. 8 guys on there, all between 5 and 6 receptions. That's insane.
It's wild.
Absolutely,
Kool-Aid,
absolutely.
before that next caller, just remember, you guys want to get into that super chat, drop a super chat. We will read it, guarantee, before the end of the show, all right? I know
missing
Kool-Aid
Josh
got
Reynolds?
somebody ready.
You missing Josh Reynolds?
No, he got waived yesterday, so
I know.
he's available. But it sounds like after my man with 6'43" and 2, Tim Patrick, we don't need him.
Just saying.
A big body.
He doesn't seem to drop balls. And that's another thing. Lions dropped like 3 uncharacteristic passes
And
today.
each one of the guys that dropped one came back with like a harder catch afterwards. I was impressed today, man. I'm all in today.
Yeah, come on, Kool-Aid. Step on over here. Get on the mic. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, come on, Kool-Aid.
Yeah, come on.
And before you speak,
Yes, sir.
before you speak, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kool-Aid in the chat. This man, we needed somebody to fill in this morning at 7 a.m.
Hardest
What time
working man
What time
in
did you get up
Detroit.
this morning, Kool-Aid?
Honestly, probably about 4 or 5.
Four or 5 to get into the studio by 7. Studio's in Birmingham. You do the show from 7 to 8. Bust your ass to Novi to do half your morning show. So he was in Novi from what, 9 to 10?
It's been a day.
And then you left there. I'm not sure what you did, but you handled all of our social media. People don't know this. Kool-Aid heads up. He's the only other manager in the building besides myself. He handles all of our social media. This is the longest broadcast day in the history of Woodward Sports. 15 live hours, which is something we've never done. We did it from 5 locations. We pulled it off. It's been a hell of a day. Kool-Aid, thank you for all you do for this company. Thank you for being the great human being that you are. I know you have a young child at home like I do because they were born a day apart.
One? Yeah. He got a bunch, man.
Yeah, Kool-Aid got an army, but the babies take up time. Babies take up time. So Kool-Aid, before you say whatever you want to say, I just want to tip my cap to you and thank you for everything you've done today.
I second
I
that.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. You guys have set the example here. I remember when this thing started and just kind of sitting at the side and watching you guys break down, set up, travel, break down, set up. And it's like, you know what? To be able to be a part of this vision and this dream, why not? I looked at you today, man. I was like, it's going to be a day. And it was like, but this is what we live for.
Oh, it's the best.
How many times are we going to get this? I went my whole life. My grandfather went his whole life and went to the grave and didn't see this stuff. And so it's like to have this opportunity, yeah, I don't care, man. Hey, we've put in the 24 hours. Remember how it was last season, and now we got a team that's even better this season. For y'all out there, chat family, as always, this is what it's about, man. To be a part of this type of a dream, I'm glad to be here,
Hey,
man.
Kool-Aid, I remember when you first came on, and your passion then as a fan and a lover of Detroit sports, it hasn't wavered at all. Your passion has carried you through, and it has allowed you to happily put the work in. And honestly, like, you're indispensable, bro. You're everywhere like air. Shout out to Double D. We know that one. But you honestly, like, Pistons, Lions, social media, all of it. I just love that you have – if you brought so much passion here, and somehow through all the hard work, you've only built on that passion.
Listen,
shout out Eric Chase.
It's always shout out to Eric Chase, man. Thank you for that. It's always honestly when you talk about those connections, it's always God, family, and then these brothers around me. Yeah. These brothers around me.
He literally texted that to me today. God, family, Woodward Sports.
That's what it is.
That's awesome.
That's what it is.
That's how I feel, man. Like, I can't wait to get in the studio,
What
bro.
else is life?
It's the best job ever,
This
man.
is life, man. I'm telling y'all, like, this is really family. We've had people come from the chats into Woodward Sports. We had someone from Texas who watches every show religiously show up today.
My man just called in. My man just called in and said he was from Traverse City, wanted to work with us, but he couldn't because I was like, "What the fuck do you mean you can't?"
Bro,
no, you
we
can do
work with
socials.
everybody.
Yeah, like you can clip from afar.
Lebanon,
you can post
Traverse
from afar.
City, you can contribute.
And it was something that you said earlier, and it was about kind of the character of this Detroit Lions team, which honestly draws me so much more to Woodward Sports, and it's their selflessness. When Amon-Ra wasn't necessarily getting the stats in the first half, it was interesting that the broadcast singled him out and said, he's blocking like hell, though.
Yeah.
He's getting into every single play. He's knocking people's helmets off. He's yapping. He's in the middle of every single play. And when you look at this game, it was a gritty win. This was a character win.
Yes,
so
sir.
it wasn't about necessarily the stats. It was about everything else that Amon-Ra and this team was bringing to the table.
It was a BNL
man.
win, wasn't it?
It was brand new Lions win because I don't know what we're seeing right now.
It's hard to embrace. We talked about it earlier. It's
hard to
The
digest.
jilted lover, the beaten lover, getting love, true love for the first time.
Crazy.
Detroit fans embrace it.
Hey, Let me get back to those phones.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
Kool-Aid.
I know they
Appreciate
lined
you.
up. I know they lined up. Listen, we're still taking those super chats. We got them lined up. Stick's going to read it for you. Kool-Aid's going to get back on. We still got a little bit more time. Because, honestly, Stick, I know it's late. I know this broadcast is going longer.
That's fine.
And, like
got nowhere to be.
like the playoff win last year when we broadcast for 6 hours.
Oh, that was such a fun
It was.
post game.
It really was. This
Smoking
I
blunts
know
in the
that
studio.
you weren't as worried, but I got to tell you, I got more fans for not only the Lions but for Woodward Sports and friends, everybody. My dad, so many people were worried about this game.
Yeah, it was weird.
And not so much that they were worried about what they would maybe lose, but I felt like this was the game that if the Lions could put their stamp on it and get that W, despite all the injuries, despite all the national pundits, despite the Philadelphia Eagles, despite Jordan Love, this was that moment where the Lions could make everyone believe together. And honestly, I felt like the game from start to finish, the way they played it, the way they finished it, the way they closed it out. If you're not on board for the Lions right now, what the fuck are you watching?
Shout out to the Bears fans in the chat right now. How are you going to hate from outside the club? You can't even get in. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
They have a generational quarterback.
You're not allowed to talk to us anymore. Go sit over there with the fucking losers.
Bye-bye.
Go sit over there with Jacksonville.
Bye-bye.
Go sit over there with God, man.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, come on. Like, you're not welcome at this table anymore. What are we doing? What are Bears fans doing? Like, keep holding on to your 1 year from the 80s that
Bears
you were
fans,
relevant.
you can super chat us and we'll read it, but not with enthusiasm.
Bears fans haven't won anything in 50 years, and they stand on something that they're a mockery. Like, their biggest claim to fame is what Saturday Night Live
it's
used
40
to do to
years,
make fun
okay?
of your fat fucking fans. Like, you're a disgrace. What are you doing, Bears fans? Get the fuck out of our chat and go have your own and go paint your nails like you're game-changing quarterback.
You know what, though? I'm ready to kick out the Vikings fans because they are only a game behind us, but they're pissing me off. I can't wait for Week 18 to just show them the truth.
Man, can you imagine being a Bears fan right now?
Since
Like, my
84?
dad told me we were good once.
Jim McMahon.
Yeah, Jim McMahon. Great. Yeah. Oh, do your Super Bowl shuffle. Ooh, fucking clown. All right, who else we got on the phones? 810, what up, no? Welcome to the Woodward Sports Postgame Show live from Hayes Social, 21 Mile in Hayes in Shelby Township. My name is Stick. That is Anson. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what up? I'm just seeing what's up. All right, now I know that's I'm on.
Hey, that's you.
Hey, shout out to AG, Kool-Aid. I've been watching since this morning.
15 hours, baby.
Anson, I've been watching for 4 years. You're okay.
Man, that's the nicest compliment I got in like a year. I appreciate you, dog.
Hey, man.
I thought I was getting right there.
I thought he was coming for
I
you
thought he was
hard.
coming for me, too.
No. Hey, shout out, Stick. You've been doing it for so long, and you've been going hard. But, hey, shout out to you, specifically today. You went at Neil Rule, and you almost had him.
No, he had him.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Yeah.
are you talking about this morning on Big D Energy, or are you talking about during the watch party?
Big D.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I was able to convince D-Mac. I got D-Mac on my side. I couldn't quite convince Neil to get off his I'm kind of scared, but I'm not scared, but I'm scared. Like
Hey, who owes who coffee?
I believe I owe Neil coffee because they did not clear the 17 and a half points.
Man.
But Neil and D-Mac owe me coffee over they thought they did the Lady Jane's live read.
Hey, we're not talking about pass up. All right. Hey, but you had me, though. You had me feeling more confident that I ever had. But the real question is, who the fuck is 88% of that defense?
that is
Because
funny.
literally, I looked on the defensive line, I looked on the linebackers, everybody, and I'm like,
Who are these guys?
O'Connell? I know O'Connell, but I know Muhammad.
Yeah,
there's so many people that rotate through.
Yeah, 47 had a couple plays. Like
early in the game, the first half, I had my buddy texting our thread like 4 different times. Who's 98? Who's this guy? Who's Williams? Blah blah blah. And honestly, I mean, it seems cliche when you hear that next man up thing because you hear it at every level of every different type of sport. But I've never seen anybody embody it like the 2024 Lions.
Kool-Aid. $20 super chat from.
Awesome. Yeah, we've had this one queued up.
What is it? Oh, that's who was calling in. All right, who's this and where are you calling from? What's the name?
Yo, is this Darius?
Yeah, Darius, you're on, man. You made it. You made it.
Is. What up, though, D?
That last nigga was echoing crazy, bro. I got you, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Sometimes people's phones are weird. They're calling from the bathroom. Who knows?
I respect it all. Why? Because I'm a fucking Lions fan, bro. For life.
For life.
How you feeling
All right,
after that game?
Hey, I'm not going to lie. We needed this shit. We knew we was going to get this bitch. However, fuck the Packers for life, nigga. Dude, fuck the Packers.
Oh,
Dude.
you're not talking about the Eastern Michigan recruit, are you? Noah?
Noah.
Fuck that nigga. No, we're talking about go blue all day. I'm go blue all day. The idea is Bears, I don't give a fuck. Vikings, fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Packers, for life. They will never, ever get no sort of discount from me, bro. We need to dog them niggas. We put the belt to their ass today. Who did that? Jake Bates. Why do people not talk about Jake Bates, bro?
You're right. We haven't talked about Jake Bates.
Why do niggas not talk about the fucking number 1 puncher in the fucking league, bro?
Jack Fox?
Dude.
That's a master bear, bro.
Still on that, however, I just feel like, bro, let's not sleep on fucking Jake Bates, bro.
Dude,
I
right.
needed him to miss that kick last game.
I don't know if I was
To
ready
get
for
all
this
the
call,
nerves out of the
Stick. I
system.
gotta be honest with you. This call is killing me.
My bad.
No, you're all
No,
right.
you're awesome, dude.
You're killing it, bro.
awesome.
You're killing it.
Where are you at right now, and who are you with?
Nigga, I'm gold blue with my little brother right now, live streaming right now, bro. I'm a crypto type dude.
Yeah, XRP
You know,
to the
I
moon,
hate the
baby.
crypto.
Let's go. XGC2, don't forget about that one.
The Hawk Tua coin, baby.
Hey, bro.
You better buy
man.
that Hawk.
I
meme.
actually think it's a good buy now than after it blowing out because
Of course you do.
Because there's some talk on it. Anyway, continue, my friend.
No, you good, bro. Nigga, we have the best special teams in the fucking league, bruh. Fuck offense, fuck defense, bro. Special teams, it's a difference maker.
So 19 and
My
1?
bad,
19 and 1? We going 19 and 1 with a Super Bowl ring or what?
Bro, fucking Super Bowl. Oh, of course, nigga. Are you fucking kidding me, nigga? Oh my god. Bro, I got this shit tatted on me, nigga. No, God, I'm just saying. We have been waiting. I have been waiting for this shit my whole life, nigga. 0-16, 4-12,
How old are
and
you?
1 in a
How old
draw.
are you? I heard you say on God. I gotta know how old you
I
are.
got a draw, nigga.
How old are you,
I didn't
though?
get a loss.
Doug, how old are you?
I'm 26. No. He asked how old I'm at. No, listen. Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
you're all right. So you and your brother streaming right now. You guys watching the game. You guys are hype.
You're buying
I need
Bitcoin.
to know
Bro,
more.
nobody ever
You're buying
created that.
Bitcoin. Tell us more, bro.
You.
All right, man. We must have lost him.
That was a fun call, man.
Crazy part is that was a white dude.
No. I'm going to just say it wasn't.
No,
I hope it wasn't.
Shout out to Darius for being a part of the show, not only in the Super
I'm really
Chat, but
curious about
Darius,
him and his.
Darius, you're welcome to call back every week.
Yeah, I want to know about,
Please.
please. Well, I want to know about you and your brother's stream. I thought you hit it on the head. And my thing is like, I'm really curious about this dichotomy of generations because it is about 26 to 30 and under. He was 26, but 30 and under where they didn't quite experience the stuff that we've experienced. And I don't know.
In what way?
Well, like, I guess they probably never got a taste of anything, huh?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? We talk about that with all the youngins at Woodward Sports all the time. I mean, we grew up not to date myself, but I'm 43 years old, right? I was 8 when the Pistons won in '89. I was 9 when they won in '90.
Do you have some reflective piano music right now for us?
I was 23 when the Pistons won in 2004, which was probably like the peak of my celebration for a championship.
Yeah, mine too.
Red Wings won in '97 when I was 16, and then a couple other times after that, '06 I believe, '05 they won.
Are we too hard on the younger ones? Because to be honest with you, their blind faith should be.
I say this.
It's admirable.
I say this all the time to the young guys at Woodward Sports. The fact that you're Detroit sports fans is fucking amazing. They haven't seen the Pistons win a playoff series. They haven't seen the Pistons win a playoff series. They've seen them get swept twice.
I mean, if you're 25, you were 5 years old when the Pistons won, and you were fucking watching Teletubbies. You certainly weren't watching Mr.
And
Big
it's
Shot.
not a core memory.
No,
like, you don't,
at all.
you know of
I mean,
it.
I
It's
remember
like,
seeing you walking across 2 championship drive in the middle of like 04, and like that whole summer, we talk about it all the time. And this year, right now, 2024, and going into that early part of 2025 could be that year for so many Detroiters.
It's so crazy. And I equate, like, for the Pistons, for the young guys, like, to me, but the '84 Tigers, I was 3. I don't remember that shit.
I was 6. I was there, and I barely remember it.
Exactly. So, yeah, if you're a young Detroit sports fan,
didn't make it smart.
Hat off to you, man, because I don't know what brought you in.
For real.
The bad boy Pistons are what made me die hard. I mean, that's what I love. Bill Lambier. I love Dennis Rodman.
I'm curious what these two are up to right now.
Who?
These two just called Darius and his brother, man.
They're buying
please
fucking
call back
crypto,
next week.
man. They're
You
buying
call back
crypto.
next week. I need some crypto insights. I need some Jared Goff takes.
Oh, 02 and 08 for the Wings. I'm sorry. The dull spoon correct me on that.
What's 02 and 08. But 04 though. 04 and 08 is what he was talking about. He was talking about the Pistons and then the Red Wings, and we ain't had shit else since.
Right. Nothing.
So listen, we're going to get back to a call. We got that super chat still open. You want to drop a dime? We will read your chat online live here. It's getting a little bit late, but I know Kool-Aid got somebody else for us. Wait.
Yeah, we got to get Kool-Aid out of here, too, at some point. So I think you could just bring the phones over here, Kool-Aid, and I'll take care of them and get you some rest, too. Yeah, we can do that. But who else we got? 269. You are on right now with the post-game show. We are live at Hayes. The bartenders are clearing out, but it doesn't matter. This is a big victory.
It is.
I did
so
not.
much bigger than a regular season win.
I got to be honest. I did not, put as much pressure on this game as I guess I think I should have now that the game's over and how everybody's talking. But what'd you say, 260, Kool-Aid? 269, you're on the post-game show live from Hayes Social.
West
Who's this?
Side.
Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hey, who's this?
Hey, this is Matt from Sault Ste. Marie.
Awesome. Hey, are you the one for the chat?
Yeah, I am.
Hell yeah.
You know, first of all, I just got to ask, when is the God, Family, and Woodward Sports shirt going to drop? Because I got to order me one.
You know what? I'll put it up on the website tomorrow.
Nice.
Second of all, I just got to give a big shout-out to the whole Woodward Sports family. I work in, we won't say which one, but a county jail. I work in a control room. I listen to you guys all day long. You are what gets me through my 12-hour shifts.
That's fucking
everybody.
Cool. That's
From
awesome.
Wake Up Woodward to the Big D Energy, Ermanni Edwards, all the way into the heavyweights. You guys keep me plugged in and connected to my Detroit fandom all day long.
Hey.
So I just want to give a big shout out to the Woodward Sports Network, the whole team, the whole crew, everybody behind the scenes. You guys make a lot of us out there get through our day.
Man, I can't tell you how much that means to me, and I know Anson because he's been here since the beginning, but that was the concept, man. This is a special sports town, and it deserves special sports coverage, and nobody was doing it Detroit style.
I got to double down on that, man. When this guy called me during COVID and told me this concept, and I thought it was beautiful, and we're sitting on his couch, 4.5 seasons ago, just trying to get some people to watch. That was his vision, was to reach all of these people that live in Detroit, but all these people that have left Detroit and left Michigan that all rally around these teams that we love so much. honestly, while you were telling that story, like just thinking about you guys at the jail, that raising the hair on the back of my neck, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, the only thing that stinks is like when there's a fight or whatever. Now I got to hit the pause button. Got to wait to hear what D-Mac's going to say. I got to wait for the dust to settle at work, and then I can get back to the action.
But what if you just share Woodward with the inmates? Nobody be fighting.
Yeah, there you go. But that's the good
Well,
news.
you know what? Is that the secret?
I think
that
it
the
is,
secret
my
to world
friend.
peace?
100%, bro.
Sports for everybody.
Detroit sports for everybody. Detroit against everybody.
There's that, or we'll just send D-Mac to fuck someone up.
Yeah, you don't want
Well, hey, there's option A and option B.
What'll work.
But I did have some comments on the game tonight.
All right, what'd you think?
All right, number one, the first thing that I saw was I know J-Mo has been catching a lot of flack lately. Everybody's been calling him immature, his actions, whatever. But what I've loved to see is his maturation.
Yep.
From when he first came on the scene, he was just that home run hitter. You know what I mean? Like, he might get one or two shots throughout the game. But then if you look at the way he played tonight, he was a 5-yard, 10-yard, 15-yard. He's almost becoming a complete wide receiver.
Yep.
Just to see the progress in the player.
That's a great call. Sorry.
Yeah, you got to handle this one. This is your guy.
Yep.
I'll top it at the end there and add a little bit else, but you got to talk about your boy J-Mo because you've been propping him up. You have been the most loyal believer in him since day one.
Because you saw the glimpses of it, right? You saw the raw talent, and then once you get them in the hands of the great molders that are Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell. But this year, what you've seen out of J-Mo is his route tree develop. Like, It used to be, all right, he's
and
the guy.
his hands.
Hands, yes, that was kind of a knock on him coming out. But it used to be, all right, J-Mo's going to take the top off the defense. That's what J-Mo's going to do. But that's not what J-Mo does anymore. I can't remember the last time J-Mo hit a go route. Can you?
Yeah, it's probably been about a month.
But it's
what is it, Indianapolis game?
But it's crossing routes where he's taking the defender.
Go route. I got you.
I got you. No,
you're right.
Go routes are the straight routes.
It wasn't those. It has been crossing. It has been unique plays for sure.
So now he's running curls. He's running outs. He's running ins. He's running slants. He's running every single route that is on a route tree now. And he's such a dangerous weapon because you saw it today. There was a big third down play where J-Mo comes across the middle, and the separation between him and the defender trying to trail him while he's going across the field.
It's big separation.
It's impossible. Nobody can keep up with him in this league. So you get him in a zone, running across the zone at 1,000,000 miles an hour. All he's got to do is know when to throttle it down, wait in the soft spot. Like, I love this caller. Great point about J-Mo's development. And, like I said, he had a sneaky 80 yards tonight.
And I got to add to that
Love
because
you, Kool-Aid.
through all of the – much love, Kool-Aid. Hardest working man in show business here in Detroit for sure.
Yep.
But the big thing about J-Mo is all of these discrepancies, all of these issues, all of this drama that he has somehow found his way into. I don't want to say surrounded himself with. The fact is each time he's returned from his suspension, from his injury, from whatever issue it was, he showed up.
Yep.
And there's a lot of guys, like we were talking about it, a buddy of mine, and he said, the draft heckler, no wide receiver has ever made it back from 2 suspensions. Well, my boy Josh Gordon is the only one. But when you look at J-Mo, this guy's come back from all kinds of drama, and every single time he didn't come back with his tail between his legs, disappearing on the offense, and just allowing the narrative to define him.
Yep.
He's shown up every time that he's gotten back on the field after suspension, injury, what have you. This guy is resilient. Again, that word.
Yeah. Stick, do you think it would be ridiculous to compare J-Mo to Gale Sayers? I got to be honest, I don't know much about Gale Sayers.
Barry Sanders is your Gale Sayers
I've never watched Gale Sayers play. I know dude could run.
Well, but Gale Sayers went through a lot of controversy.
Yeah,
and he was outspoken, and he had some issues. I see where the comparison is.
So it's on that level?
Well, yeah, you
Okay.
just
like I said,
you're
I'm
spanning
kinda
too
ignorant.
many generations, my friend.
I'm kind of ignorant on Gale Sayers, so I can't.
Yeah, Gale
I can't
Sayers was a little
intelligently
outspoken,
answer.
and he was persecuted, if you will, despite his talent.
Well, and listen, this is what you're going to get from me. If I don't know something, I'm never going to fucking like.
Well,
oh, yeah,
most Detroiters are going to compare his running style to Barry's, but Gale.
Who? J-Mo's?
Gale Sayers.
Oh,
Gale
okay.
Sayers to
I was like,
Barry
J-Mo
because they
runs
were both
nothing
running
like
back.
Barry.
The thing is that Gale was a guy that had issues, but was able to overcome them on the field, whereas most guys that have that drama, they don't show up on the field, 4 weeks later after their suspension's over or a year later after their suspension's over. As much as my boy Josh Gordon kept coming back, he never performed like he did that first year. And J-Mo has only gotten better and, like the last caller said, has basically become a complete receiver now.
All right, let's get to some more phone calls. We got 4 of them here. We're going to knock them out. 701. You are now live on the postgame show. 701. Where are you calling from, and who's this?
No, this is Dan from East Grand Port. How's it going?
Hey, what up, Dan? What'd you think of the
Fantastic.
game, man?
Oh, freaking awesome. I had a couple of my Vikings buddies over here since I live in Minnesota come and watch the game with me, and fuck them Packers.
That's right.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Before the game, they were talking about all the guys that were hurt and stuff, and we were talking about it. And it's kind of funny because I thought back to like some of the other coaches we had, like Schwartz and Mariucci, even Caldwell. You know how they always talking about the players that were going to be out. And with this guy, he doesn't hardly even mention out. He mentions what they're going to do, who's in there, and as the game went on, obviously being a Vikings fan, they were like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I said, this is how we roll now. We play man football. We don't play like we used to. And sometimes it doesn't make sense, but honestly, when they went for it in their own time zone, I said, there's a method to the madness. I told those guys, it's going to work out. And I don't know if Dan and those guys are counting possessions and time left in the game in their head as they were looking at the clock and the scoreboard. But even when Green Bay scored the touchdown, I said, listen, Green Bay's offense is bowling. They're scoring. The Lions are going to pull this out.
That's right.
Sure shit, they did. And you should have seen the look on their faces at the end of the game. Like, I can't believe this shit. I'm like, I know, me neither,
Yeah, and that's the crazy part is, like, we as Lions fans are having a rough time believing this. Imagine being the guys who used to beat the shit out of us for so long.
doubt.
Like, you're the bully for so long. You come in, you beat the dorky kid up. Next thing you know, a summer goes by, and all of a sudden the dorky kid has been training, and now he whoops that ass. It's got to be bizarre for Packers fans to be looking up at Lions fans. It's got to be bizarre for Chicago fans to want to be the Detroit Lions. It's got to be bizarre for Minnesota fans to be envious of what the Lions have. And that's a tough pill to swallow. Like, as hard as it is for us to comprehend it, it's got to be even harder for them to digest it.
Yeah, and they're in overdrive right now trying to discredit the Lions. And the national media, and obviously the injuries, but those two things combined have given the narrative that the Lions are ready to collapse. And every single week, when they give you that reason why the Lions are going to lose next, the Lions show you week after week why you cannot discount this team. Because it's more than their superstars. It's their bench players. It's their fucking practice squad. It's the fucking Denver Broncos practice squad 4 days ago. And now they're starting making plays for us because we have the culture where those guys can land safely.
I love this comment by Jason Snyder. The dorky kid got bit by a spider. Toby Maguire?
Wake up
I was bit by a goat. 616, you are on the postgame show live from Hayes Social. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Calling from Grand Rapids. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
what
sir.
up, Grand Rapids? I used to live out there.
All right. So I mean, this year is fucking incredible. I mean, to be honest.
Surely.
But what I want to talk about is like my friends tell me they're not Lions fans, and they say the Lions are so fun to watch. But they say Dan Campbell is going to be the end of us. They say he is going to make the wrong decision, right? But I look back at it, and honestly, it's helped us more often than it's hurt us, right? And tonight, as an example, 3 times we got the fourth down.
Buy everybody a drink.
And then that on the 30-yard line, that hurt us a lot. Only a 3-point difference. But the 2 on the goal line, that is 8+ points, right? I'll take 2 field goals, that's 6, but you got 2 touchdowns. So in the end, so my question to you is, when is the league going to catch up to this? Like, that's my worry. When he calls a game like I'm playing Madden. That's my best way to win is go for it. Like, I feel more confident in offense, and that's the way he does it. So
I got to stop you because I hear you right now. The fact is it's not costing them. These guys, by going for it and having that superior confidence in what they do, it just goes into every single player that they have. And in fact, it's not about the league catching on. In fact, we've talked about this. The league is going for it on fourth down more over the last 3 years than we've ever seen before. And I truly believe that's because of what they've seen Dan Campbell do. And yes, there's some times that it gets us into trouble. And yes, you can point to the NFC Championship game, a very inexperienced team falling just short, and you can maybe pin it on that one thing. But the fact of the matter is, caller, you talked about it. 2 touchdowns or at least 10 points scored that we wouldn't have had if we don't go for it on fourth down. So as much as we might have given some points back, and as much as we might fail 20% of the time, that aggression and that confidence not only pays off in converting, but it manifests in the confidence that you give everyone on your team. Like I always hear it, TJ Lang, you know if you're an offensive lineman and your coach gives you that extra down, you just love it. And I know these Lions are loving it.
Yeah, to open up that call, he said that his friends were bitching that Dan Campbell will be the death of us. But here's the thing. Dan Campbell was the birth of us.
Exactly.
So
he's made us.
He's the alpha and the omega. He brought us life. We weren't anything without Dan Campbell, and that's where it's well known. I don't agree with going on fourth down all the time.
And you've come a long way since the beginning.
Because I've accepted it.
It made him crazy.
It still makes me crazy. I was down in my seat, like fourth down, you got a chance to kick a field goal, you're going to try to run the clock out. And
I got some good video of you.
I told you, don't film me on this shit. Like, I don't want to see, you don't want to see me during this. But we wouldn't
even be in situations where fourth down mattered if it weren't for the culture turnaround that this man brought.
He gave you everything.
He did. He really did.
If he wants to go fucking do a little something over here, fine. Like, I've accepted it. I don't have to love it. But you know what? I'm going to live with it. And you know what it's gotten me? 12-1.
That's damn right.
So until they start losing, what the fuck am I complaining about?
It's Lions football now, Lions fans. Listen, we never won before, okay? So if you don't have the heart now while we're making a push, then you certainly weren't there in the past. This is Lions football now. It's fucking balls to the wall. And you didn't want it any other way, did you, Detroit? You didn't want your Lions to win soft.
I know.
Did you?
Listen.
That's right.
Listen,
That's right.
Neil Rule is about the biggest Gophert on fourth down guy you're ever going to meet. Like, he's like, this is who we are, Stick. This is who we are. But even on that last one where Jared Goff slipped and handed the ball to, like, hit the final.
Athleticism on display.
I mean, yeah, like, we could joke about that all day long. But even Neil's face, if you go back and watch the watch party, his eyes were about this big, like, oh, shit, this is a big fourth down. Imagine if the Packers stopped.
Is he our Larry Bird?
Who?
Because Larry Bird.
Neil Rule?
No.
I mean, he is white.
I love Neil Rule, but no, all right? No. Is Jared Goff our Larry Bird? A guy that's not supposed to be that athletic, that even when
You're
he's
just saying
slipping.
that 'cause he's white.
No, I'm saying it because I watched the new Netflix Bitter Enemies or whatever
Oh,
it is,
God.
the Lakers and Celtics. Really good. But the big thing was this: nobody in Boston wanted to believe in this kid. Nobody in Detroit, in the NBA, the whole nation wanted to believe in him because he wasn't athletic. And that's what we've talked about with Easy, and that's what we've heard from all over the nation, where you can, like, how many times you send me the tweets where you got Mahomes stats and you got Goff stats, and they're the damn fucking same.
Yep.
The fact is that this kid, when it is the nitty-gritty, even if he's slipping, even if he's white as shit, he's going to get the ball there. He's Larry Bird.
Okay. I mean, I'll give you Larry Bird. I don't know. Like, he's Jared Goff. That's it. Like, until he gets a Super Bowl, you're not going to put him in the conversation with the greats, right? All the accolades.
Like we didn't with Matt?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
You can't.
and he got his ring,
You
and it
can't.
changed everything.
And as much as I love Goff, I can accept that. You can't put him there. He's been to a Super Bowl, but you can't put him there yet. If he goes on a multiple Super Bowl run, he will be talked about with the elites. He'll be better.
How many
than
Super
Aaron
Bowl
Rodgers.
games do you think we're going to see him in? Because I think it's at least 2. I think we're going to see
You're on
Jared
it.
Goff
You're on it,
in
kid.
3 Super
going
Bowl
on?
games.
Oh, they can leave whenever. No, I have a key. I own the place. Yeah, you guys are.
Hey, social.
Tell Joe you guys are good to go
Shelby
whenever.
Township here. We will be back for the Lions and the Bills. In fact, that game might be flexed, so we can't tell you an exact time and date that we will be here. But
Yeah,
so
it
far
may be
it's-
flexed to Sunday night.
Yeah.
It should be flexed to Sunday night, which will make another long night for us, but who gives a shit?
I
This
don't
is-
even want to go right now. This win, I know you weren't that hype about it, but I had so many Woodward fans and just my friends from Detroit that love the Lions forever that were hitting me up, asking me, worried, excited, nervous. And honestly, the Lions just delivered, man. They continue to deliver this season. Last year was fantastic. It was a nail-biter. But this season, I've talked about it a few times. I never expected the Lions Super Bowl team that I knew I'd see in my life to be amazing. I thought they'd just get by and surprise us. This team is so good on both sides of the ball, Sam.
It's a pleasure to be a part of this Lions organization, and I forget who brought it up early, but remember that this is the good times. It doesn't get much better than this. It doesn't get better than 12-1. So if you're still a fan and you're like mad about this team or still expecting them to fail, like, you're wasting an entire season of enjoyment. How you doing? I'm Stick. I'm one of the owners here. Yeah, nice to meet you. So, yeah, I got a key, so you guys can all leave. I'll lock up.
I got one from you earlier. I told you I'd tip you, but thank you. The energy, honestly, of your wait staff and your bar staff here is awesome.
Yeah.
Super patient. They're knowledgeable about the
Well,
Lions.
as you can see, I haven't been a part of hiring all of them. I didn't even know who that was. But
well, you got a good team here handling all of it.
Yes, we do. We definitely do. Shout out to Ralph gifting 10 Woodward Sports memberships
That's
right
awesome,
now.
man.
Ralph up late night. You're here. It's 1:30 in the morning, and you're still here. Over 800 of you want to talk Lions
fantastic.
football. It's been a fun day. Anson, you want to talk about the Bills, or are we still not? Like, I still feel like we haven't touched on everything in this game. So much happened today.
I know. It's I I had so much faith in them, and I felt like I was supposed to be the guy at the network this week being like, well, this is the week that the Packers win. I just didn't see any moxie in the Packers that told me they were going to get over this Lions team. I look at these last 4 games here, and I guess I have 2 questions. What's the game we could lose, and what's the other blowout that we just embarrassed somebody? Because the Bears and Minnesota, both of those games could be blowouts. I think we beat the Bills next week. I'm going to tell you where the loss is if it happens.
If you say Bears, I'm punching you
no,
square
it's
in the
the
face.
40 fucking Niners. While everyone is sleeping on them, while they're injured, while everyone's writing them off, while they're a game to 2 games out in their division, we might not even see them make the playoffs. But if there is a game that I could see us lose, it's a team that knows us a little bit, a team that we're going to maybe over-prepare for because we want to win it so badly. Okay. But I look at these 4 games right here, and it's like, I think we beat the Bills at home. We're going to be very healthy. Like you said, 10 days of rest. This defensive line is going to get healthy.
10 days. They need this 10 days more than any other team
They
of
surely
all
are.
time. It's so crazy.
And then it's the Bears after that, then the 49ers, then Minnesota, I believe. The Minnesota game, that game, honestly, I think the Lions, especially if Minnesota doesn't lose a game and the Lions come in with full intention of starting every starter for the whole game, I think the Vikings and all of their skull realize the distance between these 2 franchises right now. And, hey, I'll be the first one to say, when J.J. comes back, J.J. McCarthy, and I know I'm the Spartan guy, but when J.J. McCarthy gets there, they have a little bit more, I guess, consistency at their quarterback position. This isn't their year, but they're going to be tough. Honestly, the 49ers don't sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're already 19-1, baby. I know.
Listen, I mean, look at the remainder of the schedule. Like, they're going to punch the Bears square in the face.
I think so.
They're going to take the Vikings' face. And
in Chicago, you're not worried?
No.
It's
Caleb Williams. Yeah. Like, what is?
I got into it with Maz yesterday.
Yeah, Maz.
He was real quiet on Caleb all year, and now all of a sudden he wanted to beat his chest because he put up 300 yards on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but he did. But he doesn't want to talk about that first half, does he?
Well, what I brought up was
he doesn't want to
the Bears, the Browns, and the Jets. Your playoff teams.
Caleb
buddy.
Williams is the new Matthew Stafford. He will put up a ton of garbage stats while his team is down 24 points, and everybody will say he's done good.
In a true set out of his offense, when they go into huddle and they come out first half, third quarter, he's not a good quarterback. He doesn't have the resolve or the composure or the leadership. Now, when they're down, like you said, 13 points with 6, 8, 12 minutes left, and he comes out there and they go into a hurry-up, I got to say, he has a good command of the hurry-up offense, and against that prevent defense, that real light nickel dime, he's very good. I can't write him off as a bust, but he ain't doing shit this year, and I do think that the Lions go into Chicago, blow them out. I think that they handle business against Minnesota by more than 10, and I think that they win a close one against the Bills. But I'll tell you what, everybody's been asking, everybody's been saying, Lions, every team, the NFL's too tough. You can't go through and win 16, 17 games a year. You're going to lose 2 or 3 games. If there is a loss, it'll be a sneaky one against a non-playoff bound 49er team.
4 games left. Team's got 10 days of rest. They're going to get stronger going forward.
Oh, man.
If they take care of the Bills, and once again, I talked about this earlier, the Bills are in the teams where I'm like, it's going to hurt to fight this guy. Like, they're one of those teams.
He going to hit me.
Do I think, he's going to knock me out? No, you're good. I'll lock up and leave out the back. Okay.
No, he's not going to knock you out, but he's going to hurt you a little bit. And that's the deal. Is like,
yeah, just don't set the alarm yet. I'll set it when I leave.
Josh Allen is a guy that's you're going to take some shots from. And that was the Packers' day. We knew we'd take some shots. But to your point, Josh Allen's going to deliver some blows.
Yeah, no, they're a damn good team. Like, I've been more impressed with them than I have been in the previous years, to be honest with you, even though they've lost to Stephon Diggs.
I didn't think they were going to be that good this year.
I think their rushing game is exceptional. I think me and you are both high on Ray Davis, a backup running back that they have.
And behind Jared, honestly, we're at the point now where it's like, which is the better Cook brother? He's playing that well.
Yeah, no, the Cook's great. They've really come together. They added Amari Cooper. Really hasn't done shit yet, but that's still a weapon that they've.
It opens up the other.
So
wide receivers.
they
and Keon Coleman is coming back now.
Yeah, they got a guy that fucking died on the field and is back playing defense. That's scary.
Yeah, Damar Hamlin, shout out.
Like, if you die and you're still playing football, you're tough.
I never thought we'd see that guy come back.
No, and how he did not win comeback player of the year. Right. Like, he literally died.
The fact that you were on the field for one play, you should qualify.
You came back from death. Not an ACL, not an MCL, not a shoulder, not a back. Death.
Oh, man, Lazarus.
I have respect for the Bills. Yeah. I think that's probably the best way to put it, right? Those are the teams I have respect for. Everybody else, no respect.
Well, and to be honest with you, the Bills are kind of, I know that they've tasted the Super Bowl 4 different times, but if there is an armpit of the AFC, it's Buffalo compared to the armpit that Detroit was always called for a long time. This is a maligned franchise, a franchise that's counted out a lot. Our boy Draft Heckler called that Super Bowl. What? I don't think that the NFL
Bills
wants
Lions?
Yeah, I don't think the NFL wants to watch Bills Lions.
Oh.
But I'll tell you what, next week we have a
great
great
Chiefs.
The money is in the Chiefs and Lions. But the matchup that blue collar America wants to see, it's the Bills and Lions, and we might be seeing a preview of that this weekend.
Fox Boy 72006 Super Chat repping PA. I'm blown away by tonight's win. We're blown away by how much you guys are watching here at almost 2 in the morning. We're live at Hayes Social.
Crushing
It is the post-game show brought to you by 1800 Tequila. We, of course, got the New Holland Tangerine Space Machine.
They're strong and good.
Yep. Soroki's dropped some pizza off with their delicious chicken wings and biscuits, and, of
Shout
course,
out Soroki's.
Sabbath coffee. Make sure you guys make it out here for the game. Like, honestly, if they flex the game to next Sunday night, everybody in the chat, try to make it out to Shelby
banging.
Township.
Like,
Like, we got our own little Woodward Sports section here. I'll reserve a table for you. Honestly, we do our best to make this the best game-watching experience.
In fact, call in
Yep.
to Hayes Social. Let them know that you are a Woodward Sports watcher and that you'd like to bring your group, and they will go out of their way to reserve you a special area to view. And I'm going to tell you, there is no spot in this place that you don't have an amazing view of some of these.
And now that it's cleared out, I'll turn some cameras and show them. You narrate it, talk them through.
So listen, this was originally Dino Ciccarelli's place for 20 years, so a lot of people have known this as the Mecca to come for sports, not only Macomb County, but in the Tri-County area. Since Stick took this place over, all that they've done is add larger TVs, okay? The TVs are as big as any other place in Michigan. In fact, they're the largest TVs in Michigan, unless you're talking about the big screen over there at Ford Field. But we've got music. We've got the Lions chant after we score touchdowns. We've got the best pizza in the Tri-County area. Huge bar, fantastic wait staff, and, of course, the entire Woodward team is here doing the watch party, doing the post-game party. It is the place to come and enjoy sports. Honestly, I've told so many of my friends, for the next rest of this decade, the 20s, you're going to watch all 4 teams here in Detroit become so competitive. Pistons are on the way. We watched the Tigers do it this summer and fall, and obviously the Lions are the king of the NFL so far this season.
Kings of the North.
This is the place. So come out next weekend, whether it gets flex or whether it's early, join us, okay? I know you guys were nervous, and that couch was screaming your name. You want to stay home because you were nervous. You
It's
didn't want
so
to go
much
out
more
and lose.
fun here, man.
It is, man, because we're all in it together.
Honestly, like, I know I own this place, and it's awesome, but I like watching a game here better than going to a game.
I was coming here to watch games before you ever bought this place
Yep.
for like 15, 20 years, man.
Yep.
Because it really is the best spot around. I always bring up the Troy Spectadium, but that bitch hasn't been there for 20 years.
Yep. So
that was the only thing
you guys are more than welcome to come to Hayes. Tim Patrick balling out today.
Oh, man.
Jake Bates balling out today.
Shout out Joe.
Joe, our new manager.
That's right. We got an awesome one. If you guys ever went to Freddy's back in the day, this guy brought all the entertainment in Macomb County together, and we were able to bring him over here. He's putting together some live bands here at Hayes Social. We're also coordinating all of these games, this whole schedule. We have some amazing events lined up here that aren't just sports-oriented, but Macomb County, you guys know, we've needed a spot like this. And Detroit sports, we've needed a spot like this where we can congregate, watch amazing games together in a communal atmosphere, but actually with great food. Because I've been to some spots that have good TVs, and a lot of times their food is trash.
All right, enough with the Hayes infomercial.
All right, there you go.
No, thank you guys for being a part of the post-game show today. We really appreciate it. Everybody that's still in the chat, over 800 of you.
That's
Easy
amazing.
does it. Sky Dog, Justin from North Carolina, K-Souls, Chuck, Flav is in here. Ryan's reaction, going to be watching the Super Bowl here, which is awesome. Alan, shout out to you. Tabitha, you called in. That's awesome. We appreciate you. Andrew, Skydog, AC.
Yeah, wait a second. He talked about
Lance.
it. What kind of Super Bowl party are we having?
Huh?
What kind of Super Bowl party are we putting together? I know it's not like put together yet, but I know you've got some crazy plans because you stick.
I will tell you this. I've been in talks with the Detroit Sports Commission about parade routes and about broadcast locations, and these are real conversations.
All right. So, listen, you already know. We'll figure out something for you guys for the Super Bowl. But this next coming week, what we want to see from you guys is big-time participation at Woodward Sports all week long. Hit the chat. We are going to be talking about the Bills-Lions all week at Woodward. This, as much as you guys were nervous and excited for this game against the Packers, this coming game here is the game that everybody in the national media is going to be selling you. That is the game that the Lions lose. So make sure that you show up for all the broadcasts. Make sure you show up in the chat. Show your support for this Lions team and let everyone know why we're not dumping a game. We're not losing game 2 against Josh Allen and the Bills this week.
And as a friendly reminder, fuck the Packers.
That's right.
God. Beating those assholes twice in a season. Man, and this season, it's got to be especially hurtful for Packers fans because they were 9-3 and they believed that this is the team. Well, now you're 9-4. 2 of those losses have come to one team.
You know,
that's the Detroit Lions.
I just keep thinking about everybody man, these guys are still broadcasting right here. You guys, we've been with you for 4.5 seasons now.
Yeah.
Him and I, just on the phone as friends, we're like, can you fucking believe this? Is this real? And we keep talking about we got to hammer it home with our fans, our followers, all of our fans of Woodward. Enjoy this shit. So that's why we're still here right now.
Yeah.
We're loving it.
Well, and I've been waiting my whole goddamn life for this.
Man. It's amazing.
There's people around the station that are like, oh, man, it's going to be a long day. It's like, yeah, it's going to be a long day because the Lions are awesome.
Yes.
Would you rather have a long day with 0-16? No, I don't want that. You guys witnessed the Pistons set loss records last year.
Yeah.
Do you want that?
We've seen 0-16, bro, all of it. I don't want to skip to the Super Bowl.
No.
I want to savor every fucking throat we step on the way
And that's
to
why
the ring.
even close games like this, I love. I love my heart pounding. I love my palms sweating.
yeah.
Nothing else in life
But
does
it's also
that for
really
me.
nice when you know we're going to fucking win.
Oh, and it's very nice.
This is a whole different squad.
But nothing else in life gets me as excited as watching a Lions game. And I know it's weird, but what else in life are you sitting there with goosebumps or sweating or jumping out of your chair? Name one thing
I was like
in
this
life.
all game.
Name one thing in life you do that for.
The Pistons. That's about it.
Okay,
Pistons
sports.
and Lions,
Then
baby.
we'll just say sports.
Yeah, for sure.
But outside of that, nothing else is oh my God, I got sweaty palms.
When
Oh
you
my
asked
God,
Dr.
I'm
Day,
nervous.
were you nervous?
What, to marry me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already knew, though. kind of like right now with the Lions. You already know.
Yeah, like I knew what you were going to say. I mean,
shout out Dr. Day.
Come on, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? No?
It is stick, motherfucker.
No. Yeah, I was a little bit nervous. I'll show you the video. I was kind of like pacing the living room before she got home because it was her birthday. And we were supposed to go out to a birthday dinner, and I had it all planned to do it at the birthday dinner with her family. But then I got sick, so I couldn't go to the birthday dinner. So she went to it, and then she came back to my house. And when she walked through the door, and I asked her to marry me.
My man.
Yeah, it was nice.
That's
By the
confidence
fire.
right there.
Yeah, it was
confidence.
It was a quiet, solo, non-big production.
Embodying the team that you support. No questions asked.
Yep. Shout out to Dr. Day, the first doctor in the family. Had to marry her in, but that's okay. Still counts.
Yeah, that's right.
Still counts. Thank you guys for being a part of the Woodward Sports post-game show today. Make sure you do Wake Up Woodward tomorrow, 7 a.m. Terry Foster, Matt Broder are going to break down everything that we witnessed tonight. Then, of course, Wake Up Woodward with Kool-Aid. Shout out to Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, KG, and JB. They're going to be on talking more Lions, and then I'm sure Flannel Sam will stink some Michigan stuff in there. And then, of course, you got Big D Energy with Neil and Sean. Ermanni and Edwards follows that from 2 to 4. And then the heavyweights from 5 to 7, who will have Brandon T. Jackson on tomorrow.
Yeah, that's awesome. You and I are going to have quite a few days together at the end of this month.
Are we?
We will be on camera quite a few times.
Why?
Well, because, those guys on Wednesday, they like to take off.
Oh, yeah. Well,
or at 2 o'clock. But
it's the holiday season. E&E wants to take their vacation.
But
That's
I
fine.
won't see you for 10 days.
That's crazy.
And I'm worried about it.
That's crazy.
But I think that when we come back, we're going to be beating the Bills.
Well, Lance Hawk with the Super Chat says composure is the key to the next game. Goff over Allen by a mile.
Goff over everybody.
Yeah, Goff over everybody. Thank you, guys. Hope you had a great night. Hope you had as good a night as we did here at Hayes Social. What a fun
really
game
was.
to be a part of.
Amazing.
The ups, the downs, the trials, the tribulations. You live it all. You love it all. And once again, I forget the caller or texter who put it in. These are the good times, man.
They really are.
12-1.
Enjoy
12-1.
Only 4 more regular season games, okay? Don't be in a rush to get to the playoffs.
No.
Let's enjoy these last 4.
Savor these.
That's right.
Savor these. It's like
marinate.
Oh man, it's all about how you marinate that fish. Talk them out, Anson. I'm gonna go over here and press the buttons.
Next week, all week long, stay tuned to figure out when the Lions will be playing because it might get flexed. Either way, we will be here for the watch party and the post-game show. Hayes Social, Shelby Township, and we got plenty for you on Woodward all week. Let's go.
The draft experience was shitty.
My high school dating experience was shitty.
I can tell you all 16 receivers and where they went to college.
I can tell you every girl that put me in the friend zone, every girl that shot me down, what grade it was, and what she said to me. Sarah Williams, freshman year at a house party, says, quote, I want to be single. Got a boyfriend the next day. Beth Samuel, junior year, I got benched during a football game. Afterwards, she came up to me and said, I want to date a starter. Kelsey McFarland, 10th grade, I took her to dinner, paid for dinner, and she told me I was the best guy friend
I've
she's
ever had.
Rachel Fletcher, took her to a party with my friend. She said, I like you,
But I like your friend better.
That was in 12th grade. Emily Westfall, senior year, I asked her to go to prom with me. She said, quote, sorry, I already have a date. She didn't even go to prom. Tanya Allen, Heather Talbert, Lindsey Turner, Leslie Frazier. It's okay, though, because now here I am working at Woodward Sports. They all got fat after high school, and the only thing I want